What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout Spot where you already know it's Real Talk Boxing Talk. Live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and I'm your host for another edition of the Hangout Spot Live, this time the Sunday night edition. Let's get ready to rumble!
Here's Johnny.
And I just want to thank everybody for rocking out on this Sunday evening, man. We've been cooking on our live shows, man. The last week, we've been doing overtime galore during all of our evening shows. We had hella guests on. I mean, last week, if you didn't know, we had championship referee, in my opinion, future Hall of Famer Tony Weeks was in the building. That was a Thursday night show. And we also had the wife and manager of the great Filipino Flash, Donito Donaire. Rachel Donaire was on the show as well. If you didn't check out that episode, make sure you check it out at the Hangout Spot Live on YouTube. We've been cooking though, man. We had the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Brian Norman Jr. on a couple weeks ago. We had the legend Jim Lampley on. I mean, this is where it's at, bro. This is where it's at. And tonight is no different, man. We got another banging interview. And then after that, we're going to do a call-in show, man, because there's a lot of shit going on in the world of boxing. A lot of announcements, especially the fight card that's going down. It's shaping up to be a great fight card in November, Saudi Arabia. So we'll talk about that later on. But tonight we have super bantamweight prospect, 2-0 with 2 knockouts. My girl Brooklyn Barwick, the big deal, is going to be in the building. She's off to a great start in her very, very young career. She just started boxing not that long ago. We'll get into the meat and potatoes of that. But her first pro fight was just this past March. She's already fought twice. And again, she's off to a tremendous start. So we can't wait to get her in the building so she could talk about her road to becoming a professional fighter and, more importantly, a bright future ahead and what's in store. But you guys know the rules, man. Before we get started, when we bring our guests in, there's ground rules here at the Hangout Spot. If you're watching this live on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button, man. Help us get this channel out into the algorithm of other boxing fans so they know we rock out weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now Sunday nights, 8 p.m. We're going to go every single Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also going to be doing live fight chats, post-fight shows. This is where it's at, man. So make sure you smash that like button and spread the word. If you're watching this live on Facebook and Millions, make sure you throw me a like. More importantly, come on over to the channel. One of the ground rules here is you have to subscribe to the Hangout Spot. And if you've done that already, again, pick up the phone, tell a friend, man. We're trying to turn this train into a locomotive. In order for us to do that, we're going to need some more passengers on this train. Last but not least, you know the deal. The chat got to cook. I want you guys to communicate with each other. But if you do have a question or a comment for either myself or my guest, Super Chat is the best way to go because I expect a lot of chat activity, and it's hard for me to be able to decipher which of the comments, which of the questions. Again, Super Chat come up as a starred message. So I'll definitely get that up, read it. And it also helps out your brother with a donation. Any other donations you want to make, the Cash App is scrolling down below. But yeah, let's cook, man. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's cook on this Sunday night, man. Like I said, bright future, great personality, and she can fight. She can fight. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my sister, Brooklyn Barwick. The big deal is in the building.
Hey, what is up, everybody? How are you?
What's going on, champ? How are you, man? Welcome to the Hangout Spot.
I'm doing well, gonna train right after this interview and then go to bed and go to the Edward Berlanga meetup and train again because they're coming to our gym. So yeah, I'm kind of on that boxing, eat, sleep, breathe boxing. And I'm in Connecticut right now. I'm not even in New York, so I have to like take a train down there. So it's fun. It's
We can't keep
me
track of you, man.
outside.
You outside, you're here, you're there, but more importantly, you're in the gym putting in that work. So shout out to you, man. And thanks for jumping
Yeah.
aboard. Thanks for jumping aboard, man. I've been checking out your pro career. I saw your interview on the Boxing Voice not that long ago. And again, I'm just fascinated with your journey. You know, your journey to
Mhm.
become a professional fighter. I think it's a very, very unique story, and I wanted to introduce that to my audience. But before we get to that, I just want to congratulate you, man. It's no easy task to turn pro. You turned pro in March. You've already had 2 fights and 2 wins by knockout. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. It was kind of like a fuck you journey to like all of like my haters. And Yeah, like we did it. Like, and I did it at like top ranked. I did a training camp there. And then I came back to New York all hyped up. And then right before I even stepped into the ring, Box Strike made me the fighter of the week. And I was like, oh my God, like it was a surreal moment. So yeah, I love boxing and I know I have opportunities coming my way. I know I'm gonna get more and I know I'm gonna be like very active, and especially after like my fight in August, like I will definitely hopefully be stateside so I can like have appease my fans in person because we got a good support system out here and I love it.
Before we get to that fight in August, we'll save that for a little bit later on. How would you rate your first two fights of your pro career?
mm, I would rate them good. Like they were actual amateur prospects. They were fighting back. I got sent to neutral corner in the second one, which I was very confused about in the moment. And yeah, I I would say 10 out of 10. JR Promotions, they put on a good show, and like even people like Babyface Assassin was in attendance. Like they did good things in San Luis, Mexico.
Amazing, amazing. Like I said, I'm here with the big deal. Brooklyn Barwick is in the building, 2-0, and not just two wins, two knockouts, man. Two knockouts. Did you turning pro? Did you kind of wanted to pride yourself on being a knockout puncher? Like, did you foresee that? Before you turned pro?
No, actually, before I turned pro, I was very much like an in and out fighter. Like I would go in and then I would pop out. But now, like as I turned pro, I kind of found a style that incorporates myself because I'm very short. I'm 4'11", so it incorporates the shortness, but is also more effective than the traditional boxing where they teach you to go on the back foot.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But you've only been competing for 2 years, which is
Yes.
pretty crazy. So you know what? Why don't we go back a little bit to where the journey started? Like, what made you fall in love with boxing? What inspired you ultimately to become a professional fighter?
So I got approached by Influencer Fight League while I was in LA to do a like title match, and so I had 2 months of training, and I did that, and I obviously lost because A, it was rigged, and B, like I had 2 months of training, so I was very sloppy, and it didn't like really show that I won. So I was like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna keep going with this, and I actually like it, like because I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It shuts my brain off, and so like when I'm punching, I'm just like chill. And I was like, all right, well, I like that, so let me keep doing this. So I did Barstool Sports, got my ass handed to me by January Hoke, who was the PA Golden Gloves national champion of that year. And that's when I almost quit. I was like, dude, I'm 0-2. What the fuck? Like, why can't I get a win? And that's when I was like, no, like, let me chill. I got surgery on some like other stuff. It's not with boxing, and basically, I came back and I TKO'd Katie Travers, another influencer, and I was like, all right, cool. And I just kept going and going. And basically, this is like the famous like realization moment to where I was like, what the fuck? Like, I want to do this forever. I did a London match in, or a London card where I was on the undercard of Chris Cyborg, and I got a draw. And I got a draw because basically I won. But the girl was like heavily affiliated with Crypto Fight Night because her boyfriend was a matchmaker. And everyone's like, oh, well, Brooklyn, you're so bitter. No, I know I won because A, I know boxing. You cannot draw 3 rounds. I'm sorry. 29-29 or 28-29 and a 29-28 resulting in a draw. That's like insane. Like I know I won, so I was like flipping out. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was on TV. I was like, "I got robbed," and I got booed when I walked out. Obviously, I'm in the competitor's country, and I was being a complete dickhead the entire time. So I got booed when I walked out, but everyone started cheering for me after I had that bitch fit. Like everyone knew I whooped her ass. So after that, it just inspired me to get the fuck out of influencer boxing. I had one more like influencer boxing match, but that one I'm like completely I hate talking about because it's just I wasn't there. Like mentally, I was not there. And I just realized after repetitive shit of me having to compete with OnlyFans girls, that's only tactic is mental warfare and cyberbullying their opponent and being complete dickheads rather than focusing on the aspect of boxing. I immediately cut myself out of there. There's no need for me to do that. And that's what inspired me to go pro because like they were mean girls. Like respectfully, I don't know because this is a male dominated sport. If you guys know the reference of Regina George, watch Mean Girls, look at that girl. That is what like how all of those influencer girls that claim they can beat up everybody act. They act like they're in a clique. They're the best things since sliced bread. No, they're not. Like I'm sorry, Astrid Wet is trash. Elle Brooke is trash. Like these are girls that I was in the same exact league with, and they were talking themselves up to be Floyd Mayweather material when they weren't. So it disgusted me, and now I'm taking it more seriously. And now I'm actually a serious contender. People can look at me and be like, "Yeah, I could put her on a card," because I'm not shaking ass. I'm not doing dumb shit on the internet. Yeah, I'll clap back at you if you're a fucking hater, but that's about it. I'm big deal. Like it is what it is. So yeah, that's how I became pro.
I'm here with Brooklyn Barwick, the big deal. I love it. I love it. A lot of perseverance there that I just heard. Obviously, boxing isn't easy, so shout out to you for sticking to it. Right when it was hard in the beginning, and you just talking
Mm,
about that again. A lot of a lot of shenanigans in the world of boxing that you also have to deal with. Right, so you have to be mentally tough up there. So shout out to you for sticking to it, so to speak.
yeah.
But what were you doing before boxing full time?
I was a social media manager, so I worked with David Dobrik. I worked with different adult entertainment stars and different influencers and TikTokers. So I would just post content to their channel. I would grow their accounts. I would create viral content, do ads, you name it. I was doing it. I also made my cat into a cryptocurrency. He was the first physical and digital NFT integration, and he was sponsored by the state of New Jersey. So I sold that NFT for 60 grand, kept my cat, obviously, moved to New York. And then I was doing cannabis marketing as well. I still am heavily affiliated with that. And just being an activist and sharing the properties of how cannabis can be a good recovery alternative rather than modern medicine like morphine and all that stuff that is very bad. So yeah, that's what I was doing before boxing, and obviously, I created the first TikTok content house in LA. I've done a lot of things within like my own personal stuff as well, like with my TikTok and like my personal content. So I just came from the world of creation, and then and finance, obviously, and then I went to boxing.
Oh, that's see, that's a different type of career as compared to what you're doing now. So I think that's very, very unique. And you're still doing that on the like during the day.
Yeah, the only thing that, like that is like sets apart from me and like other boxers is that my quote unquote daytime job is creating content, is doing that sort of thing. But like I've always done that, even when I was a cheerleader. I was a world champion medalist in the cheerleading world. So I bronzed with my team, and like it taught me how to like balance school, how to balance a life, and how to like do things I love, like hobbies on the side. So I really like put that into boxing.
And you were born in California, right? I believe what, Newport Beach, California.
Yes, and I grew up in Laguna Beach.
And how long have you been living in New York City?
3 years.
And how do you like New York City compared to California? Because you live in Manhattan, you live in the heart of the city, right?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I have been in my apartment. I have a 3-bedroom apartment alone, no roommates in Manhattan, and I have a fire escape. It's a pre-war building. It's fucking great. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm gonna move to Brooklyn because I've had my Manhattan moment. I need to have my Brooklyn and Brooklyn moment, and obviously my dream is in Brooklyn. So it's gonna be easier commuting wise to go there. So yeah,
So
I love
just so
it.
the so just so the viewers know, when I first got in contact with Brooklyn, I thought she was from New York. Because she got that New York type swag, she know how to
Big
talk, she know
time.
how to carry herself, she can fight. So I'm like, California, where did that come from? And it seems like
Yeah.
you've adapted the city, like you've become the city,
Yeah,
So that's
I went to Orange County with my friends and they said that I turned ghetto. And I was like, what the fuck? Because when I walk in Flatbush, they're looking at me like I'm some little petite little rich white girl. And I'm like, yo, this is such a culture shock because I can't fit in either or. What the fuck am I? I'm just me. Like I'm East and West Coast integrated. I still say hella too, but I say mad wild. Like it's chopped. It's done. It's dead. Like yeah, like give me a little tutti and let's go over there. Let's be outside.
that's dope. That's dope. I love the personality. I do. So tell me what brought you to fight in Brooklyn. Right now you are training out of New York City Cops and Kids, right?
Yes, I
The-
am. I've always looked up to the Sosa brothers, and I went through many other different teams, and um, a lot of some of them were great, a lot of them weren't, and I went to Jimmy because in my last camp, there was a moment where I just realized that I did not want to continue being with the coach that I was with, and I just looked at him and I was like, "Hey, like, I would love to talk to you. Like, I've been scared to, but like, I feel like it's time because it's also way far from my apartment." So that's what made me like at first be like, no, I don't want to make the trip over to Flatbush. But I love it personally because like it's a really good environment for kids to turn their life around and to actually turn into champions. We've seen it with frickin' Hitchinson, Africa, and we've seen it with Shushu and time again with the athletes that they produce out of that system. But I also really clung on to the space because I got jumped at one point. When you get to the top, guys, it gets scary because people really want what they can't have, and I got jumped by my old team. So I was like very much like timid, PTSD, like, oh, I shouldn't go here because the block is gonna be too hot. People are gonna know because I post on Instagram that I'm somewhere. So I really clung to that space because it's a gloves up, guns down type of area. And it's really good. Again, it lives up to its name, New York City Cops and Kids. Like it's a really good area for like the kids to actually get out of that street life. And I just felt like it was a safe area. Jimmy is amazing. He's worked with Mio Yashoda, Nisa Rodriguez, and many other people like Big Baby Miller and everybody. The Sosa crew is fucking legendary. So I'm very comfortable with being with that team. And especially, I look to another boxer who is a friend of mine. I look to Nisa Rodriguez a lot, like a mentor and like a bigger sister. So it's a good environment, and I feel very calm. I've actually been the calmest I've been in my whole entire career since I've been there. So it's really showing in my style now, which I'm really happy about. So yeah.
Dope, dope, dope. And shout out to Coach Jimmy Sosa, man. For working with you, man, for really like
Yeah.
honing and developing you. I mean, that's that says a lot about who he is as a trainer. Shout out to Coach. Much respect if you're watching. Again, if you are watching this live, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Keep the chat cooking. I'm here with Brooklyn Barwick, the big deal. So tell me, what's the big deal all about? Like, how did you incorporate that nickname?
I was at a Misfits event and a lot of bullshit was happening with me and a guy I was seeing, and people were making it such a big deal. And at the time, I was just going by my abbreviation, BKOYN. And I looked at my friend. I stressed out. It's so funny. I'm like drunk as fuck. I look at him. I was like, I don't know if I want to do boxing, man. I don't know. Like, there's been a couple moments, and this is one of the moments. He was like, Brooklyn, shut up. You're the big deal. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? His name is Overflow. He works with Happy Punch. He's a like really good dude. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I'm the big deal? He was like, whether it is positive or negative, people always make your shit a big deal. So why don't you live up to that name and keep fighting? And I was like, okay, you're right. So that's what we did.
I
And
like
now
it.
I'm the big deal. So
I like it. Shout out to you. I love it. I love it. So tell me so you're signed to Phoenix Fury, you told me, right? On Team
yes,
Combat
for
League.
yes, my contract with them expires in August, I believe, after playoffs. Whenever playoffs ends. So
Okay. And well, obviously we'll let you get there before we talk about what's potentially next. I'm sure you're gonna have some options, especially if you win that third fight. You said so. When is this next fight? When in August and where?
it's August 16th and it is in Medellin, Colombia.
Okay. Is that the first time you fight out there?
hmm
Even amateur, whatever. Let's talk about your amateur. How many amateur fights did you have before you turned pro? I don't know if we addressed that.
Technically six. Those all influencer fights were six
Okay.
because I did West Virginia Tough Man, Crypto Fight Night, DKM, Influencer Fight League, Barstool. Yeah, they were all like basically white collar amateur. Technically, the only like sanctioned amateur stuff I have is Barstool Sports and West Virginia Tough Man because they were sanctioned and put on Box Rack. So everything else was just exhibitions.
And that was all stateside, right?
No, DKM and the CFN was in England.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. So, talk to me about your sparring. Do you spar against males?
Um, no, but I don't have a problem sparring males. I just get paired up with women, and I feel like because I'm going against women, that's kind of better. Because men either just go way too light or way too hard. There's no in between.
Yeah. 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 No. 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 I get that. I get that. And right now, you are currently ranked number 15 as a super bantam, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm talking about, girl. Um, can you do you feel comfortable at super bantam, or is that how long do you foresee yourself there? Are you comfortable making the
I'm
weight?
going. I'm going down. I'm going down. I used to walk around at 125. I'm a bit heavier right now, but I'm 4'11". I cannot be in the heavier weight classes. Like even me at 126 is pushing it. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go lighter, probably 115-ish. But I'm
Okay.
just gonna keep going down, keep getting experience, because I'm one away from a star on Box Rec. So yeah.
Yeah, yo. I mean, you got moving up. You moving up. That's what's up. That's what's up. What's your favorite thing that you like about training? What's the most your favorite thing? Is it sparring? Is it running?
I
Is it
like I like mitts and noodles. Mitts and noodles. Like, hit a boot and then
Yep.
I like those. Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up, man. What's what's up? Are there any fighters, male or female, that inspired your fighting style? Like some of your favorites, some of the people you study that you take a little bit out of to try to incorporate it into your game.
Mike Tyson. I've been called Mini White Tyson at one of the old gyms I went to. I'm really like him. And probably honestly a lot Canelo. Like if I'm brawling, I'm Canelo, but if I'm like peekaboo style, I'm Mike Tyson.
So tell my viewers, if they've never seen you fight, what can they expect stylistically? Do you like to brawl? Do you prefer to box?
Yeah, I'm a brawler. Like if I get on the inside, you're done.
I love it. I love it. Um, cool, cool. What about so what are some of your other favorite fighters? Are you a fan of
Uh,
boxing when you're not when you're
yes,
not training? Are you a fan
yeah,
of boxing? Or do you watch
yeah. I
boxing?
like I like Michaela Mayer. I like Katie Taylor. I like Mio Yashoda. I also like Mizuki Hiroto. I met her in LA. Francesca Hennessy I like, but I'm gonna come and take her belt, unfortunately. Sorry. You're in my weight class, you gotta move. And Sky Nichols I like. Sky Nicholson, Tiara Brown I love. Um, I really like the personality and the grit of Amanda Serrano and the fact that she's a softball is pretty epic. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Nah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
It
here.
look,
Can you hear
it look
me?
like yeah. You just cut off for a second, but you're back. But no, great list. Obviously, did you see Sky Nicholson's performance yesterday?
Yeah, I think that was a good tune-up.
Yeah, man, she showed a little bit of a killer instinct there, man. Maybe we see
She's in
something
my division now. Now I gotta like deal with her eventually. But
different. She's yeah, you mentioned some good names. Obviously, her big fight with Tiara Brown.
mhm.
That was a good fight. No, that's dope. That's dope. So obviously you'll be tuning in, right? Big card next week, man. Saturday, not Saturday. I'm sorry, Friday, the 11th in the big room, Madison Square Garden, being headlined by Katie Taylor against Amanda
Yes,
Serrano.
I'm hoping to get tickets to that. That shit's mad expensive, but I will find a way in. I will find a way in.
All right, so that was gonna be my question. Will you be in the building for that?
I'm hoping Jake Paul, Nikisa, everybody, please, please, please. I need tickets. I want to go.
Have you ever been in contact with Jake? I mean, I know that there's been some people in social media have the tendency to make comparisons, and a lot of people have called you the Jake Paul of
The
women's
female
boxing.
Jake Paul,
The
yeah.
female Jake Paul. I know you've heard that. Does that bother you?
No, I love it. I love Jake. I genuinely do. Like, I really want him to sign me because I am him. I am him, but a female, bro. Like, it is what it is.
Hopefully, somebody in Most Valuable Promotions is watching. I think it would be a good. Well, you see what he's doing for women's boxing right now. I mean, all these fighters that he's signing. I mean, next Friday is going to be epic. All woman card from top to
Hmm.
bottom. You got undisputed fights. I mean, not to mention that main event. It's going to be a great card from top to bottom. It would be dope if you were to able to one day get on Most Valuable Promotions.
I know. Maybe if I call out Chicken Metcalf, I want that one too.
Yeah, no, no doubt, no doubt. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, no, I'm
Mm.
glad that it doesn't bother you because people are going to talk on social media. I mean, that's all what it is. But you
It
can't control that.
is what it is. Like they're not doing what I have done. All right, it is what it is. Like I am year two in boxing, year two, and I have done more than people who have been traditional amateurs. I don't like hearing the bullshit of everybody saying, "Oh, she's just a baby. Oh, she'll grow into her boxing." Shut the fuck up and put some fucking faith into me. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me, but I'm doing more than your bitch ass. I hate hearing that shit. I hate it.
So are you actively like do people tell you about the stuff that they're saying, or are you someone that is actively on social media seeing all
I'm
this stuff?
actively on social media seeing it, and sometimes I reply and get myself in trouble, but people are dumb. Like, uh, I
Nah,
need to
you know,
stop.
it is what it is. No, it is what it is, man. Social media can be a bear. That's why
And
I
then
ask a lot of
Twitter
fighters.
spaces are worse. Twitter spaces are worse. Like, I'm good. Like, I just got my live privileges back on Instagram, so like, I can
Okay,
do that.
all right. That's what's up. Brooklyn Barwick is in the building. The big dish. He's 2-0 with two knockouts. Again, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep the chat cooking. So, what do you like to do when you're not fighting? What are some of your hobbies?
I was a gymnast, so I do like doing acrobatics. I like playing video games. I am a Fortnite girly. All right, I'm gonna get that victory royale. Call of Duty, all that bullshit. Yeah. I like making videos, creating content. I like just seeing creations, and yeah, I like doing the absolute most. Like I'll travel on a blink of an eye if somebody makes me mad. Um, Like, perfect example, actually. This dude I was talking to was like, "Oh, you're doing too much." I was like, "All right, I'm doing too much." Booked a flight to Hawaii. Met my mom over there. I was like, "Yo, what's up, mom?" I'm Mrs. Everything. I don't know. I wear a lot of caps, and like, I do a lot in like work. I'm a workaholic, so I don't really have downtime. But when I do, it's either like I shouldn't be saying this, but or chilling and just traveling. You know what I mean? So,
Dope, dope, dope. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, Brooklyn?
oh, I'm gonna have a belt and I'm gonna be the fucking biggest mother sucker out there. I'm following the Jake Paul blueprint, and he did it in 5 years. I'm expecting 3. So,
Mm, I love the confidence. I love the confidence. That's what's up. That's what's up.
mm,
So in August, that'll be your third pro fight. We
mhm.
still got what 5 months left in the year. Do you plan on fighting again? How many times do you plan on fighting this first year as a pro?
2 more, probably 1 to 2 more.
So August and then another 2 more, meaning 5 fights this year or 4?
5,
Okay. You're trying
4
to
or
stay.
5.
Okay.
I did
That's what's
5 fights 1 year for influencer stuff. So yeah, like I'm expecting to be active, and then also I'm expecting Jake Paul to fucking sign me. So like, do
you keep
it. Like, come on.
listen, keep doing what you're doing, right? Keep doing what you're doing in the gym, keep doing what you're doing on fight nights, and keep
I'm like,
speaking.
I'm a student. I don't want people to think I'm like so cocky. Like, yeah, I'll kick your ass, but like, I'm back to the basics with Jimmy, and like, he's actually perfected my style. I will come for your next everybody in the super bantamweight division.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. What do you like other sports? Do you watch any other sports or is it just
Yes,
boxing?
I like basketball. I obviously watch cheerleading, wrestling, um, like college wrestling, high school wrestling, that type of thing, because I was wrestling in high school. Um, and then gymnastics, dance, um, and then yeah, just maybe soccer. Sometimes I watch soccer just for the fun of it, but. Oh, and I really like the Yankees and the Angels, so I watch baseball and football
Okay.
too,
All
and
right.
Team
You say,
Combat League.
Lord, I mean, you like all sports. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. You say
I
you like
mean, if
basketball.
I go to a sports bar and like there's a rugby tournament and it's just stuck on there, 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna watch the rugby tournament. So,
Okay. All right. That's what's up. That's cool. Give me what's the best piece of advice someone's ever given you?
um, fuck the haters and just do you, because this whole boxing world is way too chaotic, and at one point I was just freaking out because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? um and they just said, be yourself. If they hate you, they hate you. Like, they're still gonna watch you. So yeah.
Very true. Very true. You know what they say. If you don't got no haters, you ain't popping. So
Hmm.
yeah, no, that's what's up. That's what's up. What do you consider your dream fight one day?
Francesca Hennessy or Chicken Metcalf.
Okay. Damn,
Yeah.
you didn't even hesitate. That's what I'm talking about. Like you are thinking this thing like you got a plan.
Sky could get it now too,
Oh,
because Sky's in the division. So
word.
I'll beat her up a little bit. She might have PTSD like a war veteran, but like, it is what it is. Like,
What? Is she gonna engage with you? That's the problem, right? Or is she just gonna fight you with a jab? But like
she's
again,
gonna fight
yesterday
on.
she showed a little bit of killer instinct yesterday.
Yeah. Well, she again had a tune-up fight, so.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. What's your go-to like when you're training? What's your go-to music? What do you like to listen to when you're training? When you're like,
Trap. I am the biggest trap star out there. All right, like,
okay,
it, It is what it is. It'll probably be like some drill music or something.
Okay. So what's your so what's your what would you consider a perfect walkout song for you?
Mo Chicken. Chase money, fuck bitches. I'm road running. Catch up with me. I sang hundreds. I blow 50. I fucking love that song. Like, bro.
So no, no. We had somebody in the chat asking what's your record. She's 2-0 with 2 knockouts, man. Just started her professional career in March. Here we are. She'll be making her third fight in August 16th. So make sure we'll be all over here at the channel, here at the Hangout Spot, because you know everybody that comes to the Hangout Spot, they family. So you definitely family now. And you know, we'll keep track of your career, and obviously we'll you know, announcements and stuff like that. Hopefully we'll get you on in the future so we could talk about, you know, future
Hell
fights. But
yeah.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt, man. You this ain't the last time we're gonna have you here. We'll talk about, tell me a little bit about your sponsorships though. You got some sponsorships already, right?
Yeah, I got Adams. Use code Barwick10. These are actually the only shoes I wear. Um, and then I have Nesquik. Shout out to Nesquik. I have Teep Territory, Alien Guards. Alien Guards is the best custom mouth guard. I don't want to hear it. And yeah, I'm trying to get Everlast, but Everlast straight up said because I was an influencer, they were iffy about me. So I'm like, come on, Everlast, I love you. Like,
Really? Wow. That's kind of
yeah. And it's really upsetting to me because I'm like, bro, like, I know which Los Angeles rep said it. And I have been literally like, come on, I need some. I liked the freaking Prolox, the ones that I was fighting with in Team Combat League. I like those. So I want those.
so okay, all right. I got you. I got you. So you got
Yeah.
a lot of, I mean, you got a lot of things going for yourself, Brooklyn. I mean, it's a very, very exciting start to your pro career. You've
Yeah.
surrounded yourself with good people, experienced people in the gym, and it looks like
Hmm.
you live in the gym, so that's a good thing, right? But you got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on, which so shout out to you. I mean, sponsors, you signed.
And oh, also shout out to War Tape. I forgot about them. I'm so sorry about that. War
I
Tape
think you did.
is
You
tape.
didn't say them? I thought you did say them. Yeah.
Oh, if I didn't, it's fine. But yeah.
Nah, for sure, for sure. So tell me, which fight are you looking forward to on Friday's card? The all-female
Oh,
fight. It's a hella
Kate,
fight.
Katie and Amanda for sure, the main event. Because I think Katie's gonna edge it. Obviously, I'm in Connecticut right now, so Katie, if you can hear me, I got you. But yeah, no, so Katie. And
So you're
then if Amanda does it, it would actually be very iconic. Um, I would love to see like either or in like the realities because again, Amanda's from Brooklyn. I know she's representing Puerto Rico, but she was born and raised here. She did her thing out here. She is a New Yorker. New Yorkers show up for each other. So I wouldn't mind if she pulled it out and won. So yeah.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Are you interested? Are you going to be watching the Saturday? Because again, we got 2 fight cards this weekend in New York City. One in at the Garden, one in Queens, Louis Armstrong Arena. That's going to be headlined by Shakur Zapata, Edgar Shiraz. Are you going to be watching that one?
Yeah, I will. I will. I don't know if I'll be there, but like, yeah, I'll watch.
Hopefully, you get into that female card. I think
I
that'll be
want
really, really good.
to. Christine is coming tomorrow during the Edgar Belonga meetup. And in the ring with Christine, if you guys don't know her. And hopefully, I'm gonna get some sparring with her girl. I'm gonna call out Chicken because I believe I can beat Chicken Metcalf, bro. I want that belt, and I'm gonna do it for Mio, bro. I will. I got you. The borough of Brooklyn is on my shoulders. I'm gonna fight. So I got some shit on my chest that Jake Paul needs to see. So I will find a way in there.
So, just so you know, in the ring with Christine was actually here during ladies' night. I had a ladies' night last week, last Tuesday. Too bad I didn't get in contact with you before that. I would have had you jump on ladies' night. Christine in the ring. Christine was on the panel with me, as well as Chevy Red from Chevy's Red Corner. They were both there. We were talking that boxing. I mean, we talked about, the males. We talked about the women fighters. It was dope. It was dope. I'm planning on doing those more often. So I want you to swing by,
Hell yeah.
the next time we do one of those. That's good. So that's good. So you're getting that work with her fighter that you said, right?
Yep.
Dope. Well, she'll be there because obviously she's in the corner of Shanika, who's fighting Sharetta this Thursday. So I think Shanika Johnson. So she will be in attendance July 11th, man. Hopefully she could try to help you get up in there, man. That would be dope.
I'm hoping.
What any other fights that you're looking forward to this year? There's a lot of boxing in July, not to mention we got Canelo Crawford. How do you feel about that fight?
Canelo's gonna win. Crawford's going 9-9.
That's what's up. Okay. So you think that moving up 2 weight classes not a good idea for Crawford? Night.
Going to bed. He's going to bed.
Who do you like? Who do you like in as far as Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney?
Devin Haney.
Oh,
Devin Haney.
man.
I know.
Lord have mercy. This is the
I
this is the
know.
Norman spot over
You know
here.
his. You know that his son, or not his son, his brother is like in New York now. The tennis player. He's a New York guy now, so respect. But yeah, I would say Devin Haney. He has to drive for it. But I just need Bill Haney to chill. I think he's overpowering his son. Or we could just get Bill Haney his pro license and he can step in the ring. I would love to see that. I've spoken to Bill Haney on the X Spaces before. He's a good dude, but I just think just because I used to have helicopter parents back in the day when I was a gymnast and a cheerleader, so I don't know. Like, I think sometimes he needs to just let his boys be boys, but let them grow into men. So
I hear that. Is there any female fight that you'd like to see, at some point down the road?
I would like to see me versus Jada Lee Medeiros on Brand Risk. I would love to see that. I would love to see um Right Hook Roxy more active. I would really like that. And lastly, I think that Nye Superfly, I think she needs to step back in the ring. So
All right. That's what's up. This was great, man. This was absolutely awesome. To let my viewers know where they can find you
you
on
can
all your
find
platforms.
me. You can find me on at Brooklyn Barwick for my usernames. And then you can also look at my team Instagram, which is Team BKLYN Boxing. So it's like Team Brooklyn Boxing. And yeah, just keep a lookout, get some merch. And yeah, just do the absolute most. And I love you guys. And if you're my supporters, go subscribe to him. And yeah.
Brooklyn, this was amazing. I appreciate the time. Again, like I said, you family, so you're welcome back anytime. So
Thank you so much.
hopefully we'll get you back up in here after that 3rd win, so you could talk that
Yes,
shit,
sir.
talk about the future and what's next for you. So we'll definitely bring you back. We got to bring you back for ladies' night too. So I'll keep
Yeah.
in contact with you. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, get that work in, man. Tell Coach I said what's
I
up.
will. I will. All righty. Thank you so
All right,
much.
take care. Take care. There you
Bye.
have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Brooklyn Barwick in the building. The big deal, man. Shout out to her, man. A lot of energy. I love her passion. I love her drive, her desire. Obviously, it's not easy what she's doing, right? I mean, she's only been fighting for 2 years. Not a lot of amateur experience. Turned pro earlier this year. She hasn't even been a pro for 6 months. She already has 2 fights, 2 knockouts. She loves to brawl. So you got the makings of a very, very entertaining fighter, both in the ring and outside the ring, and again, you know how I feel about these brash fighters that go out there and they pack a big punch. I mean, they're exciting, right? Not just me, but your casual fans. That's what they like to see, man. They like to be entertained. And she definitely is off to a good start as far as being an entertainer. And she can talk her shit, man. I love it, man. I love it. Talk her shit. She's confident. She wants big fights. She sees herself as a champion, wants to sign, hopefully, wants to be a part of that stable and most valuable promotion. Shout out to Jake Paul again, what he's doing next week, all female card. You can't deny. I mean, you can hate Jake Paul as a fighter, but you can't deny what he's done as a promoter and what he's done as a businessman, especially for the females in boxing. Shout out to them, man. Another great interview. You know how we do. We always show the females love here. We just had ladies night not that long ago. What was it? Last Tuesday. Shout out to In the Ring with Christine. She joined us. Chevy from Chevy's Red Corner. She joined us. Both of them are going to be boots to ground, at the fight card on July 11th. That's this Friday night in Madison Square Garden at the Big Room. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Part 3, the trilogy will headline an all-female action-packed card. You got hella fights, championship fights, undisputed fights. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. Christine is obviously training part of the training team that is going to be training Shanika Johnson, who's going up against Sharetta Metcalf for all 4 straps at bantamweight. The IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO. That's just one of many, many fights. Let's not forget we got Savannah Marshall against Shadeja Green. That's for 2 straps at super middleweight. The IBF and WBO. Alicia the Bomb Baumgartner makes her return. She's going to be fighting against Jennifer Miranda for all of these straps at super featherweight. Santel Cameron against Jessica Kamara. That's on the card. It's going to be crazy, bro. It's going to be crazy. Not to mention, again, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor for all their straps, but it's not even about straps with them. It's about the first 2 fights and what we expect to see in this fight. We won't get into the details of those fights just yet. We still got shows this week. We are going live this week as planned, like we always do. Tuesday night, 9 p.m., Wednesday, 9 p.m., Thursday, 9 p.m. We'll open up the phone lines and we'll get to talking about all the fights because it's not just Friday. We got fights on Saturday, New York City. It's going to be a huge, huge fight weekend this weekend in New York City, man. Hell yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Edgar Berlanga, Hamza Shiraz, Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda, Alberto Puello against Subriel Matias. And we have David Morella as well on the card against Katayev, Iman Katayev, 175-pound fight. I think that's going to be a really good fight, a sneaky good fight. Nobody's really talking about that one, but that might be, who knows? It may be fight of the night based on styles, right? Very, very entertaining. So that's going down on Saturday, July 12th. That's in Queens, Louis Armstrong Arena, which is formerly a place where they hold tennis tournaments. That's going down. I think it seats about anywhere from 10 to 14,000 people. So it should be a really, really good night of boxing there. And then Friday, like I said, in Madison Square Garden, you get the ladies headlining. Shout out to Most Valuable Promotions and Jake Paul for putting that together. But bro, I don't know if you guys heard, man. But I guess all of you guys heard because the hardcores are the ones that rock out here at the Hangout Spot. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you guys didn't check out my interview with Brooklyn Barwick, the big deal, who's 2-0 with 2 knockouts, make sure you check it out. After this show, all of my live shows go right onto the Hangout Spot YouTube channel. Make sure you tell somebody to check it out as well and tell them to subscribe. We are less than 25 subscribers from our next goal of 2,200. So help a brother get there. Let's try to get there today, bro. Let's try to get there today.
Let's go, champ. My man.
Let's do this, man. Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. Who we got up in here? I saw y'all cooking. Up in here. KO King in the building. What's going on, champ? Appreciate you for rocking out. Sunday night, you know how we do here at the Hangout Spot. Dwayne Styles, what's going on, brother? What up?
My man.
What up? Dwayne is in the building. Z Pacino.
Let's go, champ.
What's good, brother? We got BVO Sports TV in the building. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. CJ Rich, what up? Johnny's hairline is uncensored tonight. Bro, stop hating, bro. Stop hating. I've been telling y'all forever, bro. This is the absolute #1 best pound for pound hairline in boxing podcast. Yes, sir. Hands down, bro. Hands down. H-Town is in the building. What's going on, H-Town? What is going on? Jose Garcia was good. I saw you in the chat cooking. I saw you. We got Chile de Garcia. Chile de Garcia. Saludos a la señora Brooklyn y al chat with the Mexico flag emoji, United States, the red pepper, and the salute emoji. Saludos, mi amigo, saludos. Again, my Spanish is not great, so bear with a brother, and don't get on me for that. I'm a New Yorican. Don't get on me for that. Nathan, what's going on, man? Did you hear about Faith Ordway and creepy trailer fiasco? No, I did not. I don't know if you meant that for me or somebody else in the chat, Nathan. Oh, shit, we got my man, Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin. What's going on? Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Let's not forget Stuntman has a fight at the end of the month. It's going down. It's going down. I believe in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. I was going to say Shreveport, Louisiana, but that was yesterday. Stuntman is going to be fighting in Colorado, where he lives and he trains. Yesterday was my man, Kamarie King Cam Walker. He did his thing, man. 4th round TKO. He cooked this dude, Angel Reyes. He fought, bro. Cooked him, bro. 4th round stoppage. A lot to like there, man. Shout out to my brother King Cam, who we will have in the building at one of the nights in our evening shows. We're trying to get that all set up. Right now, today he's traveling back home to Florida, but we will try to get him back in the building. Obviously, Coach Marcus Walker, whose family here in the channel as well. We'll get them both on at some point later on this week, so we could talk about not just his victory, but the whole experience. Right, this was his first fight, fighting with BLK Prime. After signing that advertising deal. So shout out to them. He did his thing. He's now 6-0 with 6 knockouts. A lot of stuff going on in the world of boxing, man. A lot of talk. I know you guys heard about the fights that are being announced to go down on that Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. fight card in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season in November. There were 4 fights, or actually 3 more fights that were announced. I think we spoke about one of them in the last show. That was David Benavidez against Anthony Yard. But since then, we've had breaking news that Jesse Bam Rodriguez, one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound, will defend his junior bantamweight championship against Fernando Puma Martinez, which is going to be a very, very good fight. And then we also have Abdullah Mason. He's going up against Sam Noakes, his first attempt at a world title. So that will round out the 4 fights on that card, and that's going to be great. It's going to be a great, great card. That's what I want to do, man. I wanted to open up the phone line, see what you guys thought about the announcements on all the fights that are going down in November. Again, it all started, man, with Being on the Storm and Devin Haney, bro. Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney. They will be fighting. That fight is official. It's going down in November, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I don't believe that there's been a date finalized yet. For now, it's just November. And the worst part about that, as well as the card, is we've got to wait about 4 months for it to happen. So hopefully nothing happens in between. It's a hell of a good card on paper. Again, you know which fight we're looking forward to the most here at the Hangout Spot. So shout out to my guy, to my brother Brian Norman Jr., the WBO welterweight champion. I'm actually going to pin the link to call in. If you guys want to call in and talk a little bit of boxing, hella fights announced, not to mention all the fights that we have going down this weekend in New York City. It's a big, big New York City fight card weekend. It's a great weekend for us for us boxing fans, man. I mean, the more the merrier. You got hella good fights with the females. You got hella good fights on Saturday with the males. Shout out to Turkey. Shout out to Jake Paul for putting it all together this weekend. Shout out to New York City for hosting too, man. My home state, bro. My home state, New York City. I just pinned the link if you guys want to call in. I also put a poll up. Earlier. Let me just let me pin this. Right now, I currently in the chat, I have the link pinned if you want to support the Hangout Spot and get some merchandise. That's the link that I have pinned in on the top of the chat now. Check it out. That's the link if you want to go and purchase a t-shirt or a hoodie, all sizes, all colors, both men and female cuts. Check that out. And right now I'm going to replace that message with the link to call in. So now the link to call in, if you guys want to call in and talk about these fights that got announced, or if you just want to talk about what's going down this weekend, call in, man. Call in. But I did put a poll in. Which fight are you most excited about in November? And right now, 18% say they're excited about David Benavidez against Anthony Yard. A whopping 69% are excited about my man Brian Norman Jr. against Devin the Dream Haney. 6% Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes, and 6% Bam Rodriguez and Puma Martinez. So that's the vote that we have up now. Make sure you cast your vote. We did put a 10 super chat goal if you want to help a brother out and support the channel, support some more interviews, support the groundwork, man. We do have some fights that we are going to hit in the next couple of weeks. I believe we will be boots to ground February, you hear me? July 18th, Friday, July 18th, Box Lab Promotions in conjunction with Most Valuable Promotions. I believe they're putting together another prospect card, or actually it is put together. That's going down on Friday the 18th. I'll be there boots to ground. There's another card that they're putting together in August. I'm not sure the exact date. Will be there boots to ground as well. Not sure about New York City yet, if I'm going to pull up to that. Mo Brains, I saw that. Maybe. We're going to figure that out in the next day or two. But there's just so much shit going on here. And I would like to be here for the fights as they go down, maybe do my own live fight chat. I really, really enjoyed the Brian Norman Jr. and Jin Sasaki fight chat that we did, although it was early in the morning. I do like the fact that, this one obviously is Saturday night, and I'm very, very interested in all four of these fights in New York City with Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda, Edgar Berlanga against Hamza Shiraz, Alberto Puello against Subriel Matias, and again, David Morrell against Iman Katayev. So I'm interested in those fights. So we're probably going to do a live fight chat. Let me know if y'all going to join in, man. Let me know. Yeah, Mo Brains, that Sasaki fight chat was epic, bro. Shit, we got hella people up in there for that fight chat, man. We must have had about 2,000 views on that as soon as we ended it. We had callers. I mean, it was great. It was great. I love the whole experience of the live fight chat. So I want to start doing more of those. And we'll get some people to call in and, jump on the panel for a little bit. I think it'll be dope. So let me know if you guys want me to do a live fight chat on Saturday. Let me know. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do one on Friday for the Amanda and Katie fight. And if I do, maybe I'll do one for the co and the main event. I believe the co is Alicia Baumgartner. She is the co fighting Jennifer Miranda, who's undefeated. Does obviously for all of the super featherweight straps that Alicia holds. So maybe I'll do. Let me know if you guys want. I can do one a live fight chat for that. Not sure we'll do all of the fights. Again, I got some stuff going on during the day on Friday, but maybe the co-main event and the main event. Amanda and Katie 3, and then we could probably do all 4 fights. We'll do the entire main card on Saturday night if you guys want to check in. So let me know. It was definitely epic, though. I agree with you, Mo. We got CJ with the $2. Johnny's hairline gone wild tonight. It's like 1999. I'm telling you, man, the best boxing podcast hairline, pound for pound, #1, bro. #1, pound for pound, man. We got my man Ryan Frazier from Boxing Talk up north. What's going on, brother?
Let's go, champ. My man.
Oh, damn, this Norman Jr. spot for real. Only 7% care about Bam versus Rodriguez for potentially 3 belts. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, there's hella good cards. I'm sorry, there's hella good fights on that card. But I mean, we've been talking about the Norman and Haney fight for the past couple weeks, man. It's been kind of dominating, the airwaves on the boxing podcast forums, man. I mean, everybody's been talking about that fight and how excited they are about it. The crazy part is it's still a long ways away. Like, I don't want anything to happen in between. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, we got some really, really good fights in the middle. January. I'm all screwed up with the months, man. July we'll have Hell of Boxing. Hell of Boxing in July, starting this weekend. It's going down in New York City. We talked about that. Then July 19th, in the UK, we got Alexander Usyk against Daniel Dubois. Part 2, the rematch, that's going down. That's July 19th. Bam Rodriguez will actually be fighting. So again, they put him on a card in November, right before he has a fight against Kafu. I hate that shit, right? So who knows if we even get there? I know Bam's a special fighter, but people are automatically assuming that a matchmaking over at Ring Magazine in Riyadh that he's gonna, win this fight. You don't know what's gonna happen. How'd that work out for Ryan and Devin? How'd that work out for Plant and Charlo? So anyway, Bam's fighting on July 19th. That's going down in Texas. Diego Pacheco will also be on that card. He's fighting against Trevor McCumbee. I think that's going to be a really, really good fight. Amo Williams will be on that card as well. My guy, Omari Jones, he will be on that card as well from Orlando, Florida. Shout out to him. We got Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao making his return to the ring at 46 years old against Mario Barrios for his WBC welterweight championship. Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu, the rematch is on there. Isak Pitbull Cruz against Angel Fierro, the rematch. You remember that first fight, how action-packed it was and how entertaining it was. They go for a round 2 here, and Brandon Figueroa, the Heartbreaker, or the Heartbreak Kid, is going up against Joet Gonzalez at featherweight. So that's going down. So a lot of boxing on Saturday, July 19th. That's crazy. July 26th, Clarissa Shields, defends her undisputed titles at heavyweight against Lonnie Daniels. Samantha Worthington will also be on the card. Shout out to Ebenezer Stuntman Griffin, my guy. If you could get me Samantha Worthington on the channel, that shit would be dope if we could bring her along for an interview. Or if we could get her on for the next ladies' night, bro. Still trying to determine how we're going to do ladies' night, but we will be doing regular ladies' nights. I thought it was an absolute success. We're going to mix and match, though. We'll have different female podcasters come on and kind of give their take, and we'll try to get some special guests from the boxing world on there while they're there, kind of like a surprise to them. So a lot of different things that we're thinking about doing here at the Hangout Spot. But let's go out to the phone lines, man. We got my man Mo Brains in the building. What's going on, champ?
Hey, what's good, Johnny? I'm just here at work, fucking off, tuning into the show.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you rocking out, man. So what's the deal, bro? Are you excited about the fights that got announced? What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about next week? Talk to me.
Hey, man, I was thinking what fight I'm really, really excited for. I'm really excited for the Matias Puello fight. I think that's going to be a sleeper. I think that could be like that fight could steal the night. Because we know Matias, that dude always comes to bang, and I'm thinking he's used to fighting with that IBF rehydration, that 10-pound rehydration that they put them under. So I'm wondering now, since he's fighting for the WBC, maybe he'll come in with a little bit more, a little bit more in the gas tank to go after Puello. What do you think, Johnny?
It's an interesting matchup. I like it too. It's I look at Matias, and he has only one way to fight, right? He comes forward. He's a come forward fighter. He's a guy that relies on his brick hands to break somebody's down and break his will. That's what he's in there to do. Puello's going to be a tough matchup for him because Puello's not going to be in front of him, to allow him to break him down. He's going to move. He's going to box. He's a great jab, a good uppercut. That's a good style. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, I'm not sure who I'm picking in that fight right now. We'll obviously make our predictions later on this week, but right now, if I had to lean, man, I'd probably lean towards the boxer in this one. What do you think?
I think we're gonna find out early on in that fight in the first 2 or 3 rounds and see if I think it's gonna I think the fight will be decided on whether or not Puello can take that power or not. Because I mean, if he hurts him, look, Matias is one of the heaviest punchers at I've seen fight live. I saw him fight against Paro in Puerto Rico. Man, those are some brutal shots he was hitting Paro with. Like, dude, the thudding that resonated through that arena, like you can almost hear people gasp at how fucking brutal the shots he was landing on. And I think if Puello shows that he can take that, at least take one of those, I think we'll know for certain that I think that'll be it for Matias, because I don't think he can really adjust on the fly, and I don't think he has the foot speed to really chase down Puello if he gets on his bike. But we'll know early on.
Yep, I agree. I agree. You will know early on, and he definitely doesn't have the foot speed, I believe, to be able to match if Puello moves laterally and uses his jab. It's funny you say that though, because when you were in Puerto Rico, that you could hear the thudding shots. It does seem like that when we're watching Matias on TV, but he's not really like a one punch knockout guy. It's more of an accumulation, like a beatdown. Like he's pounding on an opponent and beating them into submission. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I haven't seen enough film of Puello to know if he's really that kind of tough, if he's that kind of tough, gritty guy. But if he is, man, if Paro took it, I don't know, maybe Puello can too.
I mean, but Puello took a lot of punches from Gary Antoine Russell as well, who I would consider a pretty good puncher at 140. So it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, it's two different styles, and it all depends on what it all depends on what fight Puello comes out to fight, because we kind of know what to expect from Matias. You know what I mean? We kind of know what fight he's going to fight. It's all about Puello to me. So that's why I do agree with we're gonna know type early, what we're in for. I like that.
I've got a question for you, Johnny, because you're an East Coaster, you're a New York guy. I'm not from that world. I'm a Mexican. I grew up in California. Especially with that fight, we have a Puerto Rican guy fighting a Dominican guy. Do you think that is there like a rivalry between is there like a Caribbean rivalry, and do you think that could play a role in this, like pride wise?
It can, it can. Growing up in where I grew up, there was always a little bit of a rivalry between DR and PR, but I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. I haven't been in the city for a very, very long time. Like I moved out of New York City a long time ago. But I mean, there could be. I mean, the fans may create that type of of an intense rivalry during the fight. You're gonna have a lot of Dominican fans that are going. You're gonna have a lot of Puerto Ricans that are gonna go to that. So it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm not sure. Like I said, man, I've been out of the loop for a long time. Mo, you still there?
Yeah, I'm there, man. I hope so. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there at the fights at Louis Armstrong, and I really hope that we get a lot of Puerto Rican and Dominican fans, because they're fucking awesome fans, man. When I was there, I was there at Xander Zaya's last fight, and even though it was Keyshawn headlining the card, dude, those Puerto Ricans, they packed out. That dude stepped out on the runway. That place erupted. It was amazing. It was great to see. So I hope they come out. Especially considering how poorly it seems the sales for the event have gone. We might be a few, but hopefully we'll be mighty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you nailed it. I mean, Hispanic fans like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexican. I mean, they're very passionate fans. When I think about that type of fan base, I always think about the WBC, the baseball tournament, the World Baseball Classic. I know this is a different sport, but the analogy that I'm trying to let everybody know is watch one of those games when Puerto Rico plays DR, when Puerto Rico plays Mexico, vice versa. It's just the fans are so heavily invested. They're passionate. They're yelling. They're singing. It's just a different. I don't know. It's just a different passion and excitement level, and that's baseball. Think about boxing. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't even checked ticket sales. I know a lot of people have been crapping about it the last couple of weeks that they don't, based on what you're seeing on Ticketmaster, there's a lot of tickets still available. But I wouldn't put a lot of stock into that because you're gonna have a lot of last minute stragglers. This is New York City, man. People always want to wait to the last minute, see if they could get the best deal. Or you know what? Hey man, screw that. Let's just go to the fight tomorrow. And they'll buy tickets. That's just New York City. I wouldn't really. I think you guys are gonna have a really, really good crowd. I was thinking about going, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to. But I think you're gonna have a good crowd there.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I think it's gonna be a good time. I can't think of, man, maybe only since that Times Square debacle have we had a one weekend that's this jam packed with fights. It's pretty crazy. And then the following week, it's gonna be even more jam packed. There was like what, 4 cards? All the promoters have big cards up.
Bro, the whole month of July is crazy. Hopefully, man, hopefully this weekend delivers and it's not like that first New York Times Square weekend where we were all looking forward to it and it just absolutely laid an egg. Hopefully it'll live up to the hype, man. On paper, again, just like the Times Square card, you had good fights on paper. Hopefully they materialize, you know, during fight night. I think the females, especially some of the female fights will be good. But I want the males to show out. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're gonna get, the knock. I like no knock to the females, but because they're doing it up as well. But you're not gonna probably see a lot of knockouts on Friday. I'd be curious to see if we see any knockouts, on Friday. What do you think about that? Do we see some action? Is it gonna be more boxing? Again, the females are just not known, for delivering those type of knockouts.
I'm not getting my hopes up for any sort of, to get a lot of slugfests or a lot of knockouts on the women's card, just because that's just the nature of women's boxing. But I do think that, especially considering most of the women on that card are like new signees with MVP, I think a lot of them are coming with, with a chip on their shoulder with some shit to prove. Especially all the hype leading up to this, like with Amanda Serrano. And Clarissa Shields going back and forth on Twitter, and this kind of weird rivalry between Clarissa Shields and Jake Paul, like, and something that shouldn't go unnoticed is this is the first one of these this is the first of their bouts, or one of the first of these like women fights, these MVP cards that's not headlined by Jake Paul. Like, this is their sales, their streams is all on the backs of all of these lady fighters. You know what I mean? So I think they really got something to prove. I think the longevity of boxing on Netflix might even depend on how well this card does and how well the streams go.
Yeah, don't know. For sure, for sure. We have Ryan Frazier said my Canadian Tam will get a stoppage on Friday. Is she opening up? Is she gonna be the first fight? I think she might be the first fight on the entire card. She's going up against Maria Casamasa, who is undefeated, 6-0 with one knockout. She's from Pennsylvania. I don't know a lot about her. But yeah, that's who Tam Tebow is fighting on Friday. Shout out to Ryan from Boxing Talk Up North. Let's get Alberto. Alberto's here. Let's get his take on what's been transpiring, man. You want to talk about next week? You want to talk about some of these fights that just got announced for November? What's up, Alberto? Talk to us.
Yeah, what's up, Johnny? How you doing?
Good, bro.
I just wanted to call in real quick because Mo was talking about that Netflix is gonna be dependent on how well the card streams on Friday, the ladies card. I just couldn't disagree more. I think that Netflix knows what they're getting into. They basically are testing the waters. I think the Canelo fight would be a better indicator.
So, what do you mean by viewership? Like how many viewers they? Like, you guys got to be a little bit specific. Mo, what did you say again about that card?
Oh, I just meant what I meant was that the lady fighters. This is I think only the second boxing card that they've had on Netflix. So what I was saying was, I'm sure that there's a lot of pressure on them to deliver since they're the second one. And the first one was what? It was Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano were on the first boxing card. So I don't know. And I mean, it doesn't have to be either or. It can be both. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're two different promotions. Like, there's a lot of money to go around.
Yeah. No, I
Can you
mean,
guys hear me?
yeah, we can hear you now. What, you cut off?
Johnny?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Mo?
Alberto.
We hear you fine, Alberto.
We hear you
okay,
fine,
my
bro.
bad. It must be my connection. And then I also wanted to touch on the Pero and Matias fight. I just couldn't disagree more with Mo. I think if Matias couldn't hunt down Pero, he doesn't. To me, Puello is like the best pure boxer at 140, so that's gonna be a snoozer. I think the Cepeda Shakur fight, because Johnny, I don't know if you saw, they said that the ring was gonna shrink. So if that does happen, that fight got a whole lot more interesting for me.
Well, that I'm looking forward to that fight, regardless of what size of ring it is. To be honest with you, I've been saying for the longest time, I feel like there needs to be a fighter that brings out the best in Shakur. And right now, to date, not counting some of these other guys that we want Shakur to fight, like Tank and some of the other dudes, this is the guy that I feel, based on the pressure and the volume, that could potentially bring out the best in Shakur offensively. That's what I mean when I say bring out the best in Shakur. We've seen what he does defensively. I still need to see the best offensive version of Shakur, because I think it's there. And when I say that, I'm not saying that I feel like he's going to ever be this knockout guy. I just feel like he can be a much better offensive fighter if we had guys that can push him or bring that out in him. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand where I'm coming from when I say that?
Yeah, Johnny, would you also? But I kind of disagree, because we saw what he does when he gets pressured. When who was Edwin de los Santos pressured him? He got on his bike and he ran. He didn't stay there and trade shots. So, I mean, hopefully Cepeda can do a better job than de los Santos, but I'm just not too sure it's gonna play out differently than that fight. And then lastly, Johnny, do you think that Shakur's resume is like? Because you're saying Cepeda is gonna be his toughest challenge to date. Would you say that Shakur's resume is like light, or it's on the weaker side?
I mean, compared to who? I again, the guy's won multiple titles in what, two different weight classes. I mean, he has some good names on his resume. I mean, Oscar Valdez is nothing to sneeze at when he fought him. I mean, Jamel Herring was a champion. He beat the brakes off Jamel Herring. That to me was his best offensive performance. I'm looking for something along the lines of that again. Yeah, I mean, the De Los Santos was a stinker, but I think De Los Santos, let's not forget, is a decent name, and he beat him as well. So you got to put that as a notch under his belt, whether you like the way it happened or not. I don't know, man. I mean, it all depends. I mean, everybody's gonna have a difference of opinion when it comes to resumes. I look at overall accomplishments, and I look at Shakur skill set, man. Shakur to me is just, he's a special fighter, and there's a lot of good things that he does. He's very, very gifted, but this is the reason why not seeing these guys, these big names, fight each other is so frustrating, because we want to be able to see if a Shakur can beat a Tank, if a Tank could beat a Shakur, if Shakur could beat a Tio, and vice versa, or Devin Haney. We want to see that, and we're not seeing enough of it. This is why we have to have these damn conversations about resumes. You see what I'm saying? If they just fought each other, we wouldn't even talk about this shit.
Exactly. Hey, Johnny, do you think if Shakur jabs Cepeda to death on Saturday but doesn't really inflict any punishment, like, are you gonna be happy as like a fan of boxing? Or are you gonna be like, I kind of wish he would have stepped to him a little bit more? I kind of wish, because like it kind of seemed like with the plumber, the electrician, he didn't really go for it. It's just kind of like an accumulation. The dude had like 72 hours notice, so like I feel like if that dude had a full training camp, that probably would have been another UD. It would have been the full 12. I just don't see Cepeda getting stopped or even dropped. I don't know.
Hey, yeah, I mean, the guy was coming off a 2 day or whatever it was, last minute replacement, but he was there, and Shakur did what he needed to do. Now, if Shakur would have went the distance with the guy, with this guy, he would have got criticized. He stops the guy. and people are still going to find criticism because they're going to say he was a late replacement. You know, this is what, and I'm not saying this to you directly, Alberto. This is what boxing fans have. This is what we've become. So you can't hate on what he did that night. He did what he was supposed to do, because let's not forget, even though this guy was coming on 2 days' notice, this was an opponent that he wasn't prepared for either. He was prepared to fight somebody else. So to me, it takes two to tango with that. I'm not expecting what you said, a jab fest, and just, I'm expecting Shakur to fight this guy, because Shakur has heard all the criticism to date about him being a boring fighter. And he said I'm not taking what fighters say by face value, but he has said on numerous interviews that he's looking to step to this dude and stop him. So you know what? I want him to go out there and at least try to do that. That's what I'm expecting. Now, whether he does it or it happens, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm expecting Shakur to cook this dude. That's just my opinion.
Johnny, I appreciate your optimism. I'm come from a different school of thought, and which is not necessarily a bad thing.
That's not
But
bad.
hear me out. I think we've seen the best of what Shakur is either able to or wants to deliver offensive wise. I think his peak of what his offensive output was the Valdez fight, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's whether it's his hands that are, that he has brittle hands, whether it's his temperament, or whether it's just his style. Me personally as a fan, I've just kind of like settled in with, what, he's this defensive wizard and that's what he wants to be, and that's okay. So for me personally, I want him to go out there and be like, you know what? Fuck the fans. I'm going to jab this dude's head off. I'm not going to let him get even an inch close to me.
That's
I'm going to
what's
put
wrong
like
with
a
boxing,
master
Mo.
class. And let me finish. Because that is what he does. Like, that's what he is. You can't get mad. It's like getting mad at a dog for barking. You can't get mad at a dog for barking. It's a dog. He barks. That's what he does. You can't get mad at Shakur for
So
doing
dogs are prize
what it
fighters, Mo?
is he does. Well, that's a metaphor, Alberto. I'm not literally saying that they're dogs. My point being is that you can't force a fighter to fight a style that you want them to fight. Like, he has his temperament, he has his skill set, he has his abilities. He's put together in a certain way that makes it easier for him, that makes him more inclined to fight that way. That's why he does it. The same with Zepeda. And you can critique it and say it's boring and this and that, but that's not going to change the fact. Like, that's what he is. So it's better, in my opinion, it's better to just accept him for the fighter that he is and not the fighter that we want him to be. But that's just me personally. That's
Yeah,
my attitude.
right. But Mo, I think that Shakur's in a trick bag because, Turkey said Tom and Jerry, he's not paying for it no more. So Turkey's threatening to cut their water off. So if he doesn't bring some action, his ass ain't gonna be on Riyadh season no more. And he knows that's the most money he can get because he's not a draw. He's not a knockout artist. So he needs to appease Turkey. So I think, yeah, Turkey might have put him in a trick bag. I feel like he might try to go for broke. And then Zepeda might, who knows, it might lead to a more exciting fight than the running he did against Santos. Right, Johnny?
Man, I don't even count the De Los Santos fight anymore, man. I mean, neither one of them lit it up either. I mean, I hate even thinking about that fight. I look at the Shakur that fought against Herring. I look at the Shakur that fought against Oscar Valdez. I think that I don't think that he'll ever be Tank Davis, but I think that there's another gear that he can hit offensively. That's just me. That's just me. And I think that a pressure fighter, a guy that's going to come to him, that's going to bring the fight to him, could potentially bring that out in him. So maybe I'm being optimistic or unrealistic to certain people or certain fight fans, but that's what I'm expecting to see on Saturday. That's why I'm so intrigued in this fight.
Yeah, I have an interesting counterpoint to what Alberto said about like cutting his water off. I mean, we saw Devin Haney do what he did against Ramirez, which was, it wasn't as low output as Shakur was with De Los Santos, but it was comparable. It was
was a
up there.
tie.
He was maybe off. Well, it was a tie. And then look what happened. He's getting another, 8-figure payday. They're breaking the news 4 months out, and it didn't seem to affect the way Turkey does business with the Haneys. So if I'm Shakur, I look at that and be like, yeah, see, that's bluster. He's gonna bring you back whatever. He wants spectacle. He wants the greatest fighters in the world. I'm one of the greatest fighters in the world. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do what I do best. I don't know, but
No,
at
but
least
that's
that's
why
how I look at it.
That's why Turkey put him in there with a killer. Like the Haneys aren't getting no more soft touches. Like Jose Ramirez, that's like a blessing. He's getting in there with a killer now. Turkey's trying to get rid of the Haney, in my opinion.
Big Money say he'll never be like Tank. He'll never have grease in his shit. Manuel LG said this is going to be Shakur's best performance. I agree, man. I just think that I think that you're going to see a different Shakur. I just do, man. I just do. I've wanted this fight since a year ago. Like obviously I wanted Shakur and Tank, just like most boxing fans. But after that, I was like, you know what? Give me Zepeda then, because I want to see what type of fight Shakur fights with somebody who's gonna be in his face, gonna throw a lot of punches in volume. He's gonna try to go to the body. We know what he can do defensively, but this is a different type of fight. Like, who have we seen Shakur fights with this amount of pressure? And I'm asking a question because I'm to you guys and to the chat. Who have we seen Shakur fight that puts this amount of pressure, or has tried to put this amount of pressure? Because I think Zepeda is going to put pressure on him. That's the
Oscar
only way he fights.
Valdez.
I
But
agree
that
with
was a little
Alberto.
guy.
Yeah,
That
That's
was
the
a little
closest.
guy.
That's the closest. And how did that fight look?
Shakur schooled him, but that's because Oscar Valdez was a 122 pounder, Johnny. Now I get what you're saying. He's fighting someone his own size, you could say.
yeah. He's of comparable height and reach, which should make things interesting. But on the contrary to what Johnny said, I think we'll see the best Shakur once he starts fighting guys who are bigger than him. And I think he could. I think he could go up to 140, and I think he could run the table and dominate at 140 because he's just that good defensively. And I think, as opposed to like a fighter who's like Teofimo Lopez, I don't think Tio has it in him to go up and fight these guys that look like giants compared to him. But a guy like Shakur, I think he could.
Yeah, man. Let me see what the chat. Listen, call in, y'all. Let's talk about Shakur and Zepeda. That's a very interesting fight, and I believe they moved it to the last fight of the card. Right now, is that now the main event? It's no
Yeah, I
longer
think
Edgar and Shiraz, right?
yeah, because I think no one knows who Edgar is in New York, so I think they switched them out.
Here we go.
Hey Johnny,
According to
we
Shiraz,
never know.
right?
They might switch this up at the last minute, man. Like I've seen it happen at big cards. I remember at the Keyshawn card where he won his title, they were supposed to have Big Baby Anderson on the main card, and they ended up bumping that dude all the way down to the prelims just on the fly. There was no notice, no nothing. So who knows? Honestly, dude, at this point, with the way the promotion of this card has gone, who the fuck knows who could? Fucking Matthias could end up being the main event the way fucking Turkey runs this shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know why they switched it either. Trust me when I tell you, whether you like them or not, there are going to be a lot of people out there, for Edgar. I saw that what you were talking about with Hamza and interviewing people in Times Square, asking them if they knew who the king of New York was. I thought that was pretty dope. That was actually pretty funny. But we'll see, man. We'll see. As Edgar got to use that as fuel. But yeah, man, I put the link in the chat if you guys want to call in and talk about this Shakur Zepeda fight. I think it's an interesting conversation. What do we see? Do we see a different Shakur? Somebody who is going to come to fight. I think that he's going to have to fight because Zepeda is going to bring the fight to him. Now, how does he adjust? That's going to be interesting. I'm not sure. Like I said, man, I'm expecting a different Shakur, man. I'm expecting the best Shakur I've ever seen so far on Saturday, bro. And maybe I'm going to let myself up for a disappointment, but that's just me.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one, Johnny. But Johnny, I got here a little late. Yeah, sorry, I'm out of town. But I missed the interview. Who's the person you were interviewing today? Is she like an up and coming boxer, or
Yeah.
what division is she in? I haven't heard of her like
She's
that.
a super bantam, Brooklyn Barwick. She's 2-0 with 2 knockouts. She trains in Brooklyn, in one of the gyms in Brooklyn. And just a really, really brash personality. I like the interview. I enjoyed it. I mean, she's very, very spunky. She has a lot of energy. She has a lot of confidence. She wants to one day hopefully fight with Most Valuable Promotions. I mean, she said it twice during the interview. It was a good interview. It was a good interview, man. Make sure you check it out later on, man, on the replay.
Yeah, hell yeah, Johnny. I feel like the women sometimes give us more action than the men. Like they be throwing hands. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to the Friday card, Johnny. Like it's probably gonna be fireworks.
hell yeah. I think the card is gonna be banging, bro. There's undisputed fights. I mean, there's a lot of evenly matched fights on that card, man. I am definitely looking forward to that female card on Friday in Madison Square Garden. And of course, the main event, man. For the first 2 fights, these women, they deliver action-packed nonstop fights. So why not see a third one? Somebody said Balanga is the main. I don't know, man. Well, realistically, what Turkey does in these cards is he anoints all of the main events, right? It wasn't the Times Square card, wasn't that 3 main events? So it's a
Yeah, I think he
co
does
main event.
that. Yeah, so like for like fighter ego, but I feel like if you're the last person on the card to come
Right.
out, you're the main event.
Exactly. So I think he's dubbing this as 2 main events, with Edgar Shiraz and Shakur Zapata. But the last that I've seen, it's probably going to be Shakur and Zapata as the last fight, which was not the way it was when they first announced this. It was supposed to be Edgar and Shiraz. But either way, listen, I got to be honest. I'm not one of those that really pays attention to that. I just want to see the fights. I don't care what order they are. Just give me good fights. But there are a lot of fans that put a lot of stock into that, so I respect that as well. Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm thinking about going live for the definitely for the Edgar card and Shakur card. Definitely on Saturday, we'll do a live fight chat for that. We'll actually cover all 4 cards. I'm still figuring out what we do for Friday because there's just a lot of fights on that card. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's about 8 fights, I believe. And this is just box rec. Sometimes box rec isn't 100% accurate, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 10 fights on freaking Friday, all females. And you got to think right off the bat that the majority of these fights are all going to go the distance. Because the females just they just aren't knockout artists like the guys are. That's no offense to them. No offense to them. So this is going to be hours and hours. So I don't know. And I got stuff to do during the day. So I don't know if I'll be able to do a fight chat for the entirety of the card, but maybe I'm thinking the co and the main event. Alicia and then Amanda and Katie. And then
Yeah,
after that, we could open up the phone lines and talk about all the fights.
yeah, Johnny, and also keep in mind it's 2-minute rounds. They're gonna fly by.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this. They're all 10-round fights. Except for, well, obviously Tam is an 8-round fight. Ramla Ali against Lena Furtado. That's an 8-round. And then the rest are all 10-rounders. For titles too, man. I mean, this is gonna be a dope card, man. This is gonna be a dope card. We got AB 2 times in the building. What's up, champ?
Hey, what's up, Johnny? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. What's going on?
Oh no, I just heard we were talking about this William Cepeda and Shakur fight. I just thought I'd give my quick thoughts on it real fast.
Take us away, brother. Floor is yours.
Yeah, to me, I don't know. I have Shakur, stopping William Cepeda. Just seeing from looking back at the Tevin Farmer fight with William Cepeda. If Tevin Farmer was able to stop, some output from William and able to even put him down from a few counters and even had William Cepeda even like what's it called, hesitating to throw. I'm pretty sure Shakur will be able to do the same thing as a more precise and not saying he probably has no more power, but I just have a feeling Shakur is gonna stop Mr. Cepeda and his punching volume. It's just I don't know. I just have a feeling it's just gonna be a stoppage for sure.
Man, I gotta be honest. I'm thinking that's what I want to see. I want to see a late round stoppage, man. I want to see Zepeda run into something. And again, nobody's saying that Shakur is a one punch knockout guy, but if it's always the punch that you don't see, right? That
Oh
could
yeah, and
potentially hurt you or land, right? And I do know that Shakur has he can do that. He's that skillful of a fighter. But I mean, we got to see. We got to see. That's why this fight, and I can't. I say this all the time. With most fights, it's so damn intriguing, man. Because
oh
I
yeah,
am expecting a spectacular Shakur performance, and like
yeah, me
Alberto
me
said,
too, man. For sure, man, me too. Like you said, I feel like Shakur's
yeah.
he's gonna be a whole nother. It's gonna be a whole nother Shakur for sure.
And I know Alberto says I'm setting myself up for for disappointment, but that's just
Uh,
me, man.
nah, I doubt it. And then there's plus money on that TKO, so shoot, I'm definitely putting a little on that stoppage for sure.
Oh,
I
that's what's
I
up.
I was like reading somewhere that like if you boil your body like too much to an unnatural weight, like that's what causes like those hand issues. You know how dude's always having like a broken hand, Shakur. So I think dude is like needs to move up, and then you guys might get what you want, like a little more action, because he's really draining him. Like Johnny, don't you think that dude belongs like at welter? Like he's a big 135-pounder. Like I don't even know how he makes that weight.
And
He does.
it kind that kind of varies because like obviously I fight amateur boxing too, and I don't know if I have weak hands or what, but so I've hurt my left. I'm a southpaw as well, so I've hurt my left hands as well, hitting the bag or even hitting an angle wrong. So I think it kind of varies. I don't think it really matters. It could matter by your weight, but to me, I've hurt my hands a couple times on just sparring or just hitting the bag wrong. So I guess it varies.
Yeah, it all depends. I don't think there's an exact science to it,
Oh,
but
oh yeah.
you
No, go
know,
ahead, John.
no, you good.
Like, and then people gotta remember too. It's southpaw against southpaw. Like them counters are them. That body's right there. Cepeda's, that head is right there. That left uppercut's right there. That's one thing people gotta look at too. As a southpaw to southpaw, it's awkward, but you're also most vulnerable to that left as well and that right to the body for sure.
I don't want Zepeda to show Shakur any respect. Go right after him. That's what I want because I want to see how Shakur is able to fight that type of a pressure fighter.
Yeah,
So I
Johnny,
want him to come right after him.
do
yeah,
you
that's true.
do you think like if we're using William Zepeda as like a litmus test, I expect Shakur to like destroy him in 6 rounds, right? Because William Zepeda really struggled with Tevin Farmer. They went 24 rounds, but then Kid Austin like made short work of him. So if we're using that kind of logic, shouldn't Shakur just handle Zepeda really easily?
Um, you know what I'm going to say about that, Alberto. I'm expecting Shakur to beat Zepeda fairly
By
easily.
TKO, you think they're gonna stop it in the corner, or you think the ref's gonna stop it, Johnny?
It'll have to be an accumulation of punches. He doesn't knock him out. It'll be one of those where the referee just steps in. That's what I'm expecting.
All right, well that's pretty much my take, Johnny. Got to get back to this work.
I
But thank you for
appreciate you.
thanks for letting me call in and give my thoughts, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Keep calling in, man. You
All right.
family here. Shout out to the caller. 702 Boxing is in the building. What's going on, champ? My brother's in the building. Shout out to all of y'all in the chat. We absolutely cooking. If you guys are just tuning in and you missed my interview with Brooklyn, Brooklyn, the big deal. Barwalk, make sure you check that out. Dope interview, a lot of energy. She's off to a good start to her professional career. Two wins, 2 knockouts. She's fighting again in August. She trains in Brooklyn, New York. A lot to like about her. Again, former influencer turned fighter. And she's got hella energy, man. A lot of confidence. I could definitely see her signing if she continues to win. And she likes to fight. I mean, I asked her the question about her style, and she was not really hesitant to say she likes to brawl. Like a little mini Mike Tyson, I believe she said at some point in the interview. And she was like, "Fuck the haters," too. So I love her passion and her confidence. So if you did check that interview out, make sure you guys check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And now we just talking about next week, man. The conversation has shifted to Shakur and Zepeda and what we expect to see stylistically. Shout out to Alberto and AB and Mo Brains, who were on the panel for a little bit, giving their take. And ultimately, I'm going to stick to what I said earlier and what I've been saying. this is the fight that I believe can potentially bring out the best in Shakur because he will be pressured from the beginning of the fight. And I fully expect Zepeda to be Zepeda and come out and throw a lot of volume punches and try to go to the body. And I'm interested to see how Shakur combats that. How Shakur combats that. My brother H-Town is in the building. What's going on, champ?
What up, Johnny? H-Town, baby. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't see Zepeda having very little chance at winning this fight, man. I give him about a 10% chance. If he pressures Shakur, he's gonna step back, jab, pivot, turn him around, and continue till he gets tired of coming forward. And then he'll wear him down in the later rounds if that's the way it goes. He can only throw punches for so long, and I don't think Zepeda's got the gas tank to throw that output for 12 rounds. And Shakur's just too smart, man. His IQ is his best weapon. He's not the strongest. He's not the most athletic, but he's the smartest. And that's what he used to his advantage. And these guys, they don't got the brain to be in there with Shakur. Shakur's playing chess. They're playing checkers, man. That's why, and then he don't give a damn if he gets booed. You know what I mean, Johnny? Once he's up in the rounds, if he knows he can't stop you and he ain't going to put himself in danger, and he'll take his boring win because he don't care. And, hey, by all means, hey, kudos to him. It's your job to catch him and hurt him. He's only been like not offensive in the Los Santos fight. Other than that, he's always got an offense going. He's a nice counter puncher. He showed a little power at 130, but we don't know where they're at 135 or even if he goes to 140. A lot of these guys cut all that weight to have an advantage, man, and they know that for a reason. It's getting to the point. I don't like it, man. I mean, these guys cutting 30, 40, 50 pounds, beating up on smaller guys, and then they don't fight each other, man. I'm going to die on that hill. Johnny. I'm going to bring it up every time I can, until they start fighting each other. It's okay. Yeah, you're a weight bully, but fight the other weight bully. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see, man. I mean, like I said, I guess Zepeda, man, unless they put him in a 12-by-12 ring, I don't see him beating Shakur, man. He don't have the skill. He just don't have the skill. Farmer gave him hell, and he's a older fighter on his way out. You know what I mean? Shakur's fresh, man. That kid hasn't even hit his peak yet. Like, I don't know. To me, Shakur's the best technique and the biggest IQ in boxing, especially in those smaller and those mid-range divisions. So I mean, I don't see no avenue other than a lucky punch for Zepeda, or all of a sudden Shakur turns into Haney and decides just to stand in the pocket the whole night and try to trade.
So, quick question. How do you think obviously you think that Shakur can win this fight by stoppage, or do you expect him to win by easy decision? Because I know you said that Shakur's going to cook him, but how?
I think both ways, either or. I think if he's letting him tire himself out, working the jab, the 1-2 in the first couple rounds, putting that small damage on him, but accumulating that damage. If it goes that route, by round 10 and 11, you get him out of there. He can only take so much of a beating, no matter if the guy ain't hitting you 100%. But then 50% punches add up with all them rounds, and then fatigue makes a coward out of us all. He's gonna be tired trying to catch up to Shakur. He's just too smart, and the way Zepeda wants to throw punches, man, Shakur ain't gonna be there to be hit. He's gonna be swinging that air. It's gonna get him tired even faster. Frustration sets in. You start making mistakes. And now let's say Zepeda's on his A game, then Shakur's just gonna cruise to a boring decision and point him. I don't see Zepeda winning, man. It's very man. It'll be damn near a miracle.
Yeah, I don't see it either. But I'm expecting a stoppage. That's just me. Again, I may be setting myself up for a letdown. I just feel like this is going to be Shakur's best performance. I think, and there's a lot. And you mentioned something about him not caring about what people think. He's just gonna do what he does and box his way to victory. I believe that, but then I also believe that there's a part of him that wants to be more entertaining so that he can be more of an attraction. So I think that this is probably because he said it. And again, I don't go by what every fighter says during the pre-fight, right? But he said he wants to cook this dude, bro. He's looking to stop this guy. So I fully expect him to fight in that fashion, especially if Zepeda comes forward. Like I expect him to do and apply that pressure. Shakur's got to be training for that, bro. He has to be prepared for that. And I feel like he's confident enough to think that he brings it, I'm stopping him. I hope that's what we see it in my perspective. But again, we got to let the fight play out.
And I agree with you, Johnny. I agree with you that he wants to stop him, but Shakur's smart enough to, if he don't see the stoppage happening, he's getting on that bike. He's so
Possible.
smart in the ring. He knows when the bell on the stoppage and just win the fight. See, some fighters don't know when the bell on the stoppage, like Tio. Tio didn't know when the bell on trying to stop Cambosis, so he just kept trying to wing in power punches. You know, if he would have went to boxing and he said, "Okay, the stoppage ain't gonna come," and just started boxing, then he would have probably won that fight, even though it was a close fight. Like, you know, and then on the other hand, Shakur does have that. Once he gets you hurt, he knows how to get you out of there. You know, he's not Devin Haney. He ain't gonna knock you down and then just run away. He knocks you down, he's gonna put the pressure on you. You know, so he does have a killer instinct, even though people don't think he does. He does. Go back and watch the fights when he got stoppages. He sees you get hurt and he's coming in. You know,
Yeah.
but if he don't see it, Johnny, he's taking that easy victory.
Well, that's what we got to see, man. Chicago, give us your take. Chicago, can you hear me? Chicago, can you hear me? You are live, brother. Unmute. I guess not. He banged out. Rob, Mr. B Moore, rest in peace, Rico. Word. Salute my guy Johnny. Salute to you, brother. He said, y'all hit that like and grab y'all snack. We changing lives. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, Rob. Chicago, you back?
Yo, yeah. You can hear me, Johnny. I had a phone call.
Nah, yeah, I can hear you. You're gonna keep it clean though, right?
I'm gonna keep it clean, baby. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it
Clean.
clean. Hey, man, I turned a new leaf.
You turned the new leaf? Hold on.
Yeah,
Let's go, champ.
RP Spider Rico, man. Since
Yeah.
that day, I was like, man, what the fuck was I doing? Being negative and all this bullshit and this and that. So yeah, man. I apologize to anybody I offended, but yeah, the new Nico G. That's my name, Nico. But no, you know what? Cepeda, Shakur. Shakur. Man, it's gonna be a good fight. As long as Cepeda as long as he can, he's gonna be in Shakur's face, right? But I hope Cepeda been practicing some head movement and some angles and some counter punching. Cause I think Shakur's gonna be there for him to hit. But Shakur got good angles. He got good angles. He got good pivots. He ain't gonna hurt Cepeda, but he's gonna frustrate Cepeda, and Cepeda is just gonna. I hope he don't become a walking zombie, just coming forward and getting pieced up. I could see that happening to him. And I could see maybe Cepeda landing that one good shot, stunning Shakur, and then Shakur get on his bike, and then Cepeda maybe turn it around, hunt him down. But overall, I think it's going to go 12 rounds, and Shakur's going to get the decision. And you know what? It's going to open up Schofield. It's going to open up the fight with Schofield and shit. So I'm looking forward to Shakur beating him, getting Cepeda out of there, because Cepeda, I don't see what people see in Cepeda, man. He ain't good. He ain't that good. Look, he went 24 rounds with Tevin Farmer. On that kind of level, Cepeda needs a lot of work. He's a good journeyman, but he ain't gonna be no champ at 35. So I'm looking forward to Shakur Schofield in the future. I'm looking forward to Amanda Serrano, the GOAT. She ain't the GOAT. She's the GOAT. That woman is the GOAT. And that's gonna be a good fight with Katie Taylor. It's gonna be a good one, man. I'm looking for Amanda to probably go for the KO, get the KO. So that's gonna be a good one. And Berlanga, you know what, bro? I was leaning towards Berlanga, but I think Berlanga. I don't know, man. I think Shiraz is gonna get him. You know, Berlanga's been dropped. He's been dropped by Lubin and sparring. He was dropped by that white dude. So he don't got the best chin. He was dropped by Canelo. I think Shiraz is gonna put it on him. He's gonna turn it up. I think he's gonna get him out of there, bro. I'm gonna predict a freaking TKO. Shiraz probably like, man, it's gonna probably be in like the 7th, 8th, 9th round, one of them.
Damn, but Lubin and Canelo are punchers, bro.
Ooh,
Those guys are known to be heavy-handed.
You're banking
But
on,
look,
on
man.
Shiraz coming up a weight class to have that type of power to put a Berlanga down that's probably going to come in close to 200 pounds?
Yeah, but Berlanga don't got a chin, bro. You could be fat as hell. If you ain't got a chin, you ain't got a chin. He don't got a chin. He's chinny.
But what you said is you named Lubin and Canelo, man. Those are punchers, bro. Those are guys that are known to have heavy hands. You're acting like just a regular guy's hitting a Berlanga and he's going down.
Hey, that Irish dude dropped him. He ain't known for being no puncher.
He did.
And Lubin is smaller than Berlanga. He's 54. And look at Canelo is small as hell. But yeah, he's strong. But I mean, look, Shiraz got the bone density, man. But you know, tall, skinny dudes, man. You might think they're weak, but bro, they got that fucking bone in those knuckles. If he lands them on chubby face Berlanga's gonna get hurt, man. And I just don't think he got the chin. And everybody talking about Bud is super strong, superhuman. He's wrestling Big Baby. He body slammed Nico Ali. First of all, he didn't body slam Nico Ali. He just threw him to the floor. He didn't wrestle Big Baby. He just hugged him. And Canelo, do you remember when Canelo picked up Bivol? He picked up Bivol with his neck and was going to slam him. That's strength. That's strength, bro. I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by Bud, but Canelo ain't intimidated. Canelo is not the one to be intimidated. And matter of fact, when Canelo feels like he's being bullied, that's when Canelo becomes Canelo and starts whooping your ass. So I really am excited for this fight. I cannot wait for this fight. But my heart right now is on Amanda Serrano, bro. She, man, dude, you know, I love her, man. She's so damn beautiful and elegant and classy, and then she'll whoop your ass. And I'm excited for that fight more than any of the fights. That's my take on the weekend. It's going to be a badass weekend. Right now, it's crazy in the city. It's crazy right now. Everybody's getting shot. Fucking, so, you know, best thing right now is to stay your ass home, order the fight, pay-per-view, Netflix, get you some beer, get you some weed, get you some hoes or whatever, and just chillax and fucking kick it and just kind of relax.
Yo,
Kobe, you got it.
Word. Yo, I like the new Chicago, bro. I just got to tell you, I love the new Chicago, bro.
Hey, me too, man. Me too, bro.
Great call.
You know, for sure.
You know, I saw your comment in the chat. You're probably right, man. Maybe just do the main event on Friday.
Bro, you got to get love to your Boricua, mama. You know, you got to do at least Amanda, because ain't nobody really looking for Baumgartner. You know, they don't really know her like that. But Amanda's all over the place.
Yeah, we'll definitely figure that out. But
you ain't gonna be with Ness? You ain't gonna be on the panel, or what y'all gonna do?
Nah, I'm probably gonna do my own
solo.
I'll probably, especially for the Saturday one. I'll probably do my own.
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoyed it. All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Cool. Great call, man. Thank you, man.
Shout out to the Cubs. The Cubs are beating the crap out of the Cardinals right now.
Oh man, we Cubs killer, bro. We White Sox all day.
Oh shit. Good luck. Them Cubs are looking bad this season. Good luck. with that.
We don't. Yeah, I don't like the Cubs. I'm a White Sox fan. But hey, whatever. It's all good. It's still all Chicago though. We'll see what's up though. All right, guys.
Appreciate you, bro.
Holla.
All
All
right,
right,
brother.
later.
Hey, speaking
Good
of
call.
baseball, Johnny, ain't you a Yankee fan?
I am a Yankee fan, but I'm not, I'm not as big of a baseball fan as I was growing up because the game's changed so much. It's boring to me now.
Oh man,
So
because yesterday your boys got whooped by the Mets.
I know.
I
I
thought
know. I saw that.
I thought
was,
Vega be on here talking shit.
Man, Vega's not a fan. He's a supporter. That's what he'll tell you. If he ever tells you he's a fan, he's lying because then it's selective. Either you're a fan or you're a supporter. Because when I call him a fan of fighters, I'm not a fan of a fighter. I'm their supporter. So it's got to be the same thing with your teams, right? But I saw that. I was at the at some family's house and they had it on, so I was watching it. But I think they won today, though, right? In the Yankees won today? Yeah, I think they split with the Mets season series.
Hey, but back to Berlanga, he's saying the taller, lankier fighter. Hey, the taller, lankier fighter always got them ribs exposed too. So if he works that body, he could break them ribs. He hits harder than them.
Yeah, no, that's another fight that I'm very intrigued in, man, because I think this is a big fight for Edgar. Because you know the deal. If Edgar was to lose this fight, forget about it. The next show that we do, you're going to have people in the comments, get him out of boxing, pack him up, go let him fight Jake Paul. He's overrated, blah, blah, blah. So for that reason alone, this is a big fight for Edgar. He's got to walk through this guy moving up a weight class if he wants, the Munguias of the world or, the Charlo or whoever the hell else he has said that he's wanted and he's put on a hit list, bro. None of that, in my opinion, happens unless he beats this guy. And they have a plan for this guy. So Berlanga, make sure you understand there's a plan for Shiraz and spoil the apple card. Because I'm telling you, if he wins and Canelo beats Crawford, that's who he's fighting next. I think it'll be Shiraz and Canelo if he beats Berlanga.
In my opinion, I think Berlanga needs to go all out the first 6 rounds to try to get him out of there. I don't think he should try to box and try to, play his game. I think he needs to go in there.
Dude, go in there and try to walk right through him, bro. Hit him to the body, break him down. Bro.
If he don't do that, man, it's going to be a very close fight. And I think that's what he needs to. He needs to be the bully in this fight. He needs to be the bully.
Absolutely, bro. Everything he's saying about how, this is his city, but you need to go out there and you need to fight. Like, this dude is coming to your city to whip your ass, and it's not gonna work out that way. This is my city. I'm whipping your ass. And then after the fight, you get on the top rope and you look at Turkey like, what? There goes your plan. Now let's talk. Where's my fight next? So, that's another fight that I'm very interested in. And you guys know how I rock with Berlanga. So
oh yeah, I rock with Berlanga too, man. You know what I said? The Crown Prince of Boxing. Canelo said he's next.
Yeah, man. But he said, grab your fire sticks. We outside. Which one? Rob, you not buying any of the fights over the weekend? I think Friday's on Netflix, so all you need is a Netflix subscription, and I believe it's free. It's not pay-per-view, I don't believe, right?
Nah, Netflix is free.
Oh, Netflix is free with a subscription. Saturday is I think $60, unless you buy the. Oh shit! I looked at it. I saw it earlier. Make sure you guys smash that like button, man. Tell a friend to subscribe. There's a package that if you buy the Saturday card and you buy the card next week with Usyk and Dubois, the rematch, I think you can get it for like $110 or something. But if you buy them solo, I believe this $59.99 each. So yeah, so Saturday's definitely a pay-per-view. But hey, man, if I don't believe I got approved for that credential. So yeah, it'd be the equivalent of me buying a ticket, and I'm not going up there to buy a ticket. I just might as well just do a fight chat. I want to do it, man. I had a great time doing the Brian Norman Jr. one in the morning. I thought it was super fun, and then after that, people got on the panel. We were talking shit about the fight, talking shit about the future. There's just so many different things to talk about after that card. I want to try my own, man.
Hey, Johnny, I think we need to have right here at the Hangout Spot. We need to have like the the top 5 most delusional fan bases in boxing.
We could do
You
that.
know, yeah, I
That's
think
a
we need to get we need to get our like little list over here. You know,
That's a good debate.
well,
That
we
is
need to have some kind of like gimmicks over here too. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, appreciate you 702. Make sure you guys smash that like button, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got what, almost 100 people up in here. We got what, only 60 something likes. Come on, y'all. Not to mention we're watching. We're streaming live on Facebook as well, and Millions on the Millions website app. Obviously, I have a web page there. That's where I sell my shirts and my hoodies and all my media stuff is there. So make sure everybody that's watching live on Millions, I am starting to get subscribers over there. Make sure you guys throw me a like, come on over and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because this is what we're trying to grow. We're almost at that next goal of 2,200. So help a brother get there, man. Nathan says $60 for a Shakur pay-per-view is nasty work. Fire Stick boys, we out. But it's not just Shakur, Nathan. Bro, look at the 4 fights on that card. Y'all tripping, bro. Attorney Bailey, who made our night, bro. Attorney Bailey, bro. Made our night on Sunday, H-Town. You was on the panel when he shot down Stock Chasers?
Yeah. Made history.
What's your next fight you going to see, Johnny? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, AB. It was going to be this weekend, but shit didn't play out the way I wanted it to play out. But it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe it might be better for me to start doing these live fight chats so I could grow the brand. So we'll figure it out, AB. I'll let you know. But yeah, man, AB made my night that night. But I made sure I let Ness next day know that, I'm not trying to copy or do anything that you're doing over there, bro. Because you know how the community be, H-Town.
Oh yeah, hey bro, don't worry about it. They be chat jumping real quick.
They chat jump,
Yeah.
and then the last thing I want is for somebody to go to Ness, who I consider my mentor. He my dude.
They love the drama, Johnny. They love the drama.
Yeah, yo, Ness, you don't see what Johnny's doing over there. He's copying off you, bro. I was like, nah, bro. We don't do that over here. It just happened that way, and it was dope because it was funny as fuck. But we don't operate like that. We're trying to do some things differently here at the Hangout Spot, bro.
Bro, they swear to God, that Marco's trying to take his fan base, and Marco's on his channel talking about anime.
Who's taking who's? See, that's the chat jumpers talking shit about who's trying to steal people's fan base. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, Marco just trying to get on here to get more fans, this and that.
Oh, Marco going on there.
Yeah. I said, Marco's channel is nothing like the boxing voice, man. Nobody's channel, everybody's channel is different. You know?
King. The boxing voice is king, but what we're trying to do is, me, Tone, we're all different. We all provide something a little bit different, and like I tell everybody in this podcasting world, or even the boxing podcasting world, there's plenty of food in this buffet for everybody to eat, bro. Plenty of food in this buffet. So, we just try to do things differently. Obviously, I'm trying to do the evening slot, right? So,
Tone seems like he wants the morning slot. My boy Tone starting at 7 in the morning.
Yo, that's what I was. I saw that the last couple of days. So what time is it now? He's doing his lives.
I think he said he's starting at 5 a.m., which is 7 in the morning Eastern, I believe.
Lord, like he says, Lord child, bro, that's way too early, man. So I'm not even sure I'll be able to catch any of his lives.
Well, I think he's going to the gym in the morning, so he's doing it after the gym, I believe, or before the gym.
Wow, holy smokes! Nah, I'm not an early person anyway. I like the late night slot, man. So 9 works for me. And bro, we've been going till 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern. Every one of these shows that I've done the last couple of weeks, including the Sunday one, have been to 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, starting at 9.
Well, I've been surviving on 4 hours of sleep my whole life. So
yeah,
I do the morning, the night. It don't matter. It's just how I am, I'm a single dad, so my son's up, I'm up. You know what I mean? I'm at work.
No.
It is what it is, I'll be up till 1 in the morning, get up at 4 in the morning, go to work.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I got I got the day job. This is the night job. Hopefully, we can grow this brand where it becomes the only job. But right now, we got to do double duty, day and night. And
I gotta get that grind.
Yeah, so if I end the show at 1, I'm wired up. I can't go right to bed, so I don't go to bed or I don't fall out to probably 2:30, and I got to get up in the morning for work. And I work a full shift there. And then in between, I'm trying to cut up a short, put out a thumbnail. So I'm still working on this, right? What I'm gonna do in the evening if I got an interview and prepare questions, and then at night I'm going live until 1 o'clock in the morning. I love it, but I'm just saying it's not easy. It's a lot of work, but that's what we do. We here to work and we here to grow, and I just want to appreciate everybody for rocking out, man. Like I said, you guys motivate me to continue to cook. Polo Bucks.
Well, we appreciate it, Johnny. I mean, over here, I would say the fans got a little bit more freedom,
Oh yeah, nah.
So,
We different here. A lot, chill, laid back. You could, your opinion is your opinion. I'm not really a big arguer or debater like that, So, but we'll get a little bit more grimy as we continue to grow. But right now, I'm just chilling. But some people have told me that they like this in the night slot. So,
yeah. Well, this is the laid back, exactly what it is, the hangout spot.
Right.
Talk about boxing.
Yeah.
You don't got to have all that animosity and hatred. All that going on. It's just let's talk about boxing. We could disagree, and it is what it is.
No, absolutely, man. And it's fine to agree to disagree. I just don't, I'm not really into the yelling, cursing, and screaming at each other. Polo Buck with the $5. Support the hard work. I appreciate you, my brother, and I appreciate everybody who sends super chats, and every donation counts. I appreciate that. I enjoy the interviews. Screen share that juice pick. Will, where is it, bro? I'm looking for it. I know you just so Polo Buck just put in the chat that he put. Remember that juice poster?
Yeah.
So, but where did you put it, Polo Buck? Because I don't see it in the Discord. Can you send it to me on DM? If you could send it to me on IG DM, that would be dope. Because I wanna screen share it. I want to see it. I can't see it, Polo Buck, and I'm looking at the Discord right now. I don't know where you put it. And did you send it today? Because I'm thinking you probably sent that shit like days ago. I'll be scrolling here for days. Send it to me, Polo Buck, because I want to screen share that. Remember, we said that we were going to premiere that shit here at the Hangout Spot before it circulated. Oh, shit, bro. That shit. No, let me tell you something. Sunday night show. After that show, bro, you can ask my wife. I was dying, bro. I was like, holy shit, man. Shit that went down there with the $50 and cutting this dude. And
Man, when it's organic, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Oh, man. I had such a good freaking time, bro. For real. Mo Brains with the $5. Shout out Dos Tostones and Musty Marco. Salute. Everybody eats at the boxing buffet. Absolutely. So it's finally, because I know Tone has been saying for the longest time, I know people have been on his ass, like, yo, when you going to do something consistent? Because Tone just goes anytime, usually, right?
Yeah. I mean, whatever you have free time.
Yeah, but if he's doing something, that's my thing. My whole thing is consistency. I want to do something that's consistent, so same bat time, same bat channel. But Tone, looks like Tone is doing that. But damn, that's just too early for me though. That sucks because I love to support my boy.
Hey, Johnny, what do you think about all this Haney in Spain and working out on a yacht and just living that lavish life? Man, does it seem to you he's in silk sheets right now and he ain't really taking anything serious? You got the Haniac saying, "Oh, it's still like 4 months out."
Yeah,
but hey, those 4 months come quick. Those 4 months come quick.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's still 4 months out. I get it, but here's what I'm gonna tell you, and you can take it for what you want. You're right, it is 4 months out. But the difference 4 months out between what both of them are doing is like night and day. Because I could tell you what Brian Norman Jr. is doing. He running. He in the gym. Now, of course, he's not in full camp mode, but this is what this dude does, bro. He lives the life of a professional of a professional fighter year round. He wants to be great. So again, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and say that's gonna have any effect. It is 4 months away, H-Town. Let's keep it a buck. But I just want to throw that out there. Ryan Norman is not doing what Devin Haney's doing right now. And I know that for a fact.
And Brian Norman is doing what the greats have done. Like Bud, before we had this internet, Bud and Canelo were the same fighter. They live in the gym 24/7. They're never far off weight. They're always ready to go. They're not worried about, being all over the place and on social media or flashing the money. You know what I mean? They're gym rats. They're dedicated to the craft. Now, I'm starting to believe Devin has bought into his own hype and he's over the loss and he's back to buying paintings of himself and buying everything and trying to be Money Mayweather. Dev donations, I like to say, because he ain't no Money Mayweather.
Dev donations. You call them Dev donations. Bro, the Haney fans are gonna be going bananas in the chat, bro.
I gotta give them the hate, bro. It's what they want. It's what they want. They don't sleep happy unless I give it to them.
Where's Stock Chasers, bro? Stock Chasers, you could come back out, bro. I don't know if you're in the chat. I don't think he is, because usually when he's in the chat, you can see him in the chat. He's visible. So I don't think he's watching. But I don't think he's watching. But Stock Chasers, bro, you're free to come back, bro.
Hey, Johnny, it's Sunday. He's having that meeting with Bill about next week's quota.
He's doing a third interview. He's got about 3 or 4 interviews before they hire the vice president of the Devin Haney fan club over there.
Yeah, he's like, let me see how many comments you put this week on TBV and on the Hangout Spot. Let me see.
Nathan said, Johnny, you in the East Coast. As long as Ness is in Las Vegas, you can use the East Coast time to your advantage. I'm presently in New York. I like this time. No, I appreciate it. I like this time too. I like the late night slot for 2 reasons. Number one, I'm a late person. And number one. Number two, like H-Town said, this is the Hangout Spot. So it makes sense to go late night, bro. It makes sense. As long as we got the viewers and the participation, we will continue to do these, bro. Or I'll do them by myself because I'm not stopping, bro. I'm not stopping, bro. Polo Buck with the $2 said, check your email. All right, let me check my email. Hold on. Let me check my email. Let me see what he sent. Oh shit! Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Oh shit! Hold on. Let me save this image. Wow, this is dope. This is worth the price of admission, y'all. Smash that like button, y'all. Let me save it here. H-Town, he did it, bro. He did it.
Hey, ever since we brought up juice, man, I've been getting juice shorts and my social media.
Bro, let me just rename it. How the hell do I open it though so you can see it on the? Okay, here it is. Here it is. Let's open this shit up. What the hell did I do? All right. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Let me know if y'all can see it. Can y'all see it? Or did I fuck it up?
Nah, it's good. You good.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it big or can you only see it like half on the screen?
It's half your screen. All right, that's just tight.
Oh, that shit crazy, bro. Yo,
you gotta send that shit to Ness, man.
Yo, chat, can y'all see this? Oh Lord, no! Look at Haney's face. Is this the Haney picture when after the Ryan fight?
Yeah, when Ryan beat him up.
His cheeks all bloated.
He's looking like Kanye.
Oh shit, Bill Haney. You look at Ness's face, bro. Stock Chasers. What Stock Chasers looking at? Ness's neck?
Yeah.
Mo Brain said, "Is that Danny?" No, bro. That's Stock Chasers, bro. Oh shit. Damn, bro. This is good, man. Oh, this is good, bro. This is dope. Oh, shout out to Stock Chasers, bro. Yo, yo, 702. Oh shit, bro. Yep, they put that's right. Big money, that's right. He want to talk that shit, he gonna get posterized too. That shit, oh, that's the somebody said it, yeah, Mo Brains asked if that was Danny. You ain't like it, Big Money? I thought that shit was dope. Zoomed in, zoom in. It wasn't zoomed in? How the fuck do I zoom in? This is all fucking new to me, y'all.
Oh, you like me, man? I'm a goddamn caveman with technology.
My bad. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this shit zoomed in. Yo, this is fucking groundbreaking shit here at the Hangout Spot, y'all. Groundbreaking shit. Let me see. Entire screen. How the fuck do I do this? Nah, it's only coming up. I can't do the whole. How the hell do I hold the whole screen? Let me see. Close window, minimize full screen. Let's see. Boom. How about now? I ain't do the full screen.
Yeah, I don't know, man. On mine, it looks pretty big.
Damn, bro. This is some epic shit right here, bro. Shout out to Polo Buck, bro. That shit. somebody said the Haney face is off. Alberto said he crying. The Haney face is well, I mean, it ain't perfect, but man, that shit is good to me. His face is a little sideways, but nah, it was good. No, I was saying zoom in on stock. Oh, zoom in on stock. Man, I don't know how to fucking do that though. My bad, y'all. We'll figure it out here at the Hangout Spot, bro. But Johnny old, bro. I gotta figure this shit out. He said Bill and Ness look good. Oh, yo, that's amazing. Now, what do we do with it, bro? How do we get it into Ness's hands? Should I just y'all gotta see what y'all gotta do is y'all gotta be like, yo, there's something circulating out there with you in juice.
Hey, Johnny, you never seen the one of Ness breast feeding Devin?
Not, I gotta see it again. I probably seen it at some point or another. That shit is epic though. I probably seen it at some point or another somewhere. Did somebody send it to the show and he screen shared it? I'm gonna send it to him.
I don't think
he don't.
I don't think he. I don't think he. Nah, he'll probably share that one, but he wouldn't share the other one.
You don't think he'll share the juice one?
Nah, he will. The juice one, he will.
Polo Buck said that one was funny. Which one is that one? The one H Sound's talking about, Polo? I got to see that one because I'm pretty sure once I see it, I'll be like, oh, that one? Yeah, I think I did, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Again, I listen to the Boxing Voice more than I watch because I'm working. So I have it playing in the background. And then, once I start goofing around, then I'll jump in the chat for a little bit, but I can't be doing that shit all day. It was breastfeeding?
Yeah, on the Discord, boy. It's all on the Discord.
Nah, I didn't see that. I would have fucking remembered that. If somebody could fucking find that one, I want to see that one. I definitely didn't see that. I would have remembered that. But this one is dope. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to him eventually. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. When B Norman Sr. coming on again, he can come on whenever he wants. Usually he's listening. I don't think he's listening today. Well, yeah, all he needs to do is text me and I'll shoot him the link. There's not really much to talk about though, because again, at the end of the day, I mean, this fight is 4 months away, bro. So, as it gets closer, maybe in the end of August. Remember, they start training camp in September, I believe. I think that's what he said. On the show, probably around Labor Day or something like that, beginning of September. So I'll be in Atlanta, bro. We'll be hitting up the trainings, and we'll get some footage of the champ. We'll do a live show. I did that live show from there from my phone that day, and it was dope. I just wasn't prepared. There was no Wi-Fi, so I had to go on my phone. I had my laptop. Like, I was prepared to do a show, but I had no internet. So this time I'll be prepared. That way I can get a table set up and we'll do a live show from there, and then we'll interview the champ from there. So it'll be dope. We'll do it up.
That's the fight I'm looking forward to more than any fight. I'm looking forward to that fight more than Canelo and Bud.
Which one? Haney and Norman? Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Because I mean, we're talking about two guys that are still going to give us at least 4 or 5 more 10. One about 10 years of fight, the other one at least 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know, Canelo and Bud, and he might give us 1 year if that. Those guys are on the way out.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that fight as well. I mean, but you know, with Canelo and Bud, I remember when I first heard about it and the rumblings about it, I wasn't crazy about it. I'm like, and I didn't ask for that fight, but I am intrigued by it. And there's a lot of talk going back and forth, and there's a lot of people that now are picking Bud to win that fight based on Canelo's last performance and the fact that, you know, the whole wrestling and all that shit. But there's a lot of people that are picking Bud H-Town. A lot of people.
I know everything but boxing, bro. But yeah,
a lot of people picking him, which I don't remember all these people picking him after the Madrimov performance. I heard people, shout out to my brother Two-Tone, he's one of them. Make sure he stays away from Canelo. We don't want no part of Canelo. Bud better not get in the ring with Canelo. And all of a sudden, you fast forward after the Skull performance. And this is why I tell you, it's a what have you done lately for me world. You know, people forget. Edwin Martinez with the $5. Ask H-Town how Nello beats. That's not what he's. Ask H-Town how Nello meat tastes. I've never heard a woman defend Canelo as much as he does. Weirdo,
bro.
Between Nello and meat. That's scared. Wow.
See what I'm telling you? I'm talking about facts, and these guys just can't take it, man. They're delusional. I'm a Bud fan, Johnny. I like Bud. I wanted to see Bud versus Jermell. That was the fight I wanted. I thought that was going to be the most interesting fight and the biggest test Bud has had, Jermell. You know, but you know, these guys, you know, honestly, what was it? Malcolm who said he just picking Bud to stay on code and that's it. It's what it boils down to. These guys really don't know how the hell Bud's gonna win. They keep on going to wrestling videos and him running, playing football, him shooting darts. You know, and then they're like, "Oh, he's gonna walk Canelo down." Come on, Bibble told you if he tries to walk Canelo down, he's gonna get stopped. You know, you got to box Canelo. You got to work that back foot. You got to work a jab. You know, you got to make him come to you and then escape. You know, you can't be sitting there taking all them punches. You know, Jermell Charlo told you putting all that weight slowed him down, slowed his reflexes down, messed up his stamina, messed everything up. He thought it was going to be okay. And this is a guy that was already 154 pounds for, you know, a good part of his career. Now you're talking about a guy that's been at 147, all of a sudden shooting up to 168. And I believe that all the weight gain is going to have no effect on him. He's going to come in and be just as fast, just as elusive. He's going to have the same stamina. And these guys are, I mean, they're fanboys. So these are the guys that got Bud's meat in their mouth. You know what I'm saying, Johnny? I mean, they don't have no ration, no logic. It's just, because y'all like him. He beat Spence.
Y'all ain't right, bro. Talking about meat and all that stuff, man. Yeah. Edwin Martinez, I appreciate the $5. Damn, H-Town, though. He went in, bro. Damn, he went in. He said, I've never heard a woman defend Canelo as much as he does. He called you a weirdo. He said, he'll get in between Nello and DB. He's that scared.
It's all good, man. I already told you, man. Benavidez chose to leave. I mean, it's on paper. You got the president of the WBC telling you he chose to leave, but you still believing your what ifs. They told you the facts, Johnny. Why can't they just listen to the facts? Google is your friend.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, we could be mad all we want. We could be like, oh, Canelo dug this and that, blah, blah, blah. You got the WC president telling you he chose to go to 175 when he had the shot at 168. That's the goddamn president of the WBC.
WBC. You're right. He did say that.
I mean,
yeah.
But we're gonna ignore the facts, Johnny. We're gonna ignore the facts because we're fanboys.
I don't know, man. Fun Truck said Bud is getting knocked out cold. Black Ray Donovan said if Devin loses this fight, where does he go next? I I think Devin will be fine because you know what the narrative will be. He dared to be great, right? That's
Yeah, he'll go
exactly
back to 140.
go back to 140 or not. He'll fight somebody else at 147 who's of lesser quality. They'll build him back up, and he's young. I think Devin will be okay. That's just my opinion.
But Johnny, I don't see him beating Karen. I don't see him beating Stanionis. I don't see him beating Curiel. I don't see him beating Santillan. I mean, I see Devin go back to 140, fight Teal. You know, like I just don't see him with these guys. These guys are bigger guys, and he's not going to have that size advantage that he's been, using his whole career. He just, I don't know, man.
Yeah. He said backdoor Bud been acting very suspect. He's here wrestling men on the floor with the rainbow emoji. Y'all fucked up, man. Y'all ain't right, man. Y'all ain't right, man. CJ Rich with the $2. H-Town still in capital letters won't put up a rack. Won't put a rack up. He want to bet you, bro.
Bro, I gave up gambling, bro. When I was going through custody thing for my son, I told God if He gave me custody of my son, I'll quit gambling, I'll quit drinking, and I ain't been drunk and I ain't gambled since.
No, shout out to you, brother. Nah, CJ, yeah, CJ's looking for somebody to. I think you bet with somebody already, right? You're looking to bet a second rack, because if I'm not mistaken, he was in the panel saying that he bet somebody $1,000.
Yeah.
Dude's crashing out over a boxing match. I wouldn't necessarily say this is the crash out, but yeah, I mean it's a divided group, man. This is what makes talking about and hyping up these fights so funny. Edwin Martinez said, "Wipe your chin, bro. He's coming after you, bro."
Oh,
Edwin Martinez.
oh man, that's all right, man. He's okay.
Alberto said, "I could care less who wins. I'm not making any M's. They are." Well, very, very true, right? But we are fans. He said David Benavidez in 5 and 6, Morrell in 7 and 8. Edwin Martinez. I actually like the creativity. Universal Truth. What's good? What's good, man? Thanks for rocking out on a Sunday night. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. What's going on, man?
Hey Johnny, you know what I laugh about these new Bud fans? Because I call them the new Bud fans because they weren't here, when we were rooting for Bud back in the day. Now they're here, but they don't acknowledge that I say Bud could win the fight. He just can't win the fight the way they think he could win it.
Yeah.
The way they think he could win it, you're going right into Canelo's game. You're saying Bud's going to beat Canelo at his game, and Canelo's been running that game for how many years at 68 now? 4 years? 5, going on 5. Yeah, this is the 5th year. He went in there in 2020. So he's been at 168 for 5 years running that game, and you're telling me this guy's going to come beat him at his own game, meet him in the middle of the ring, walk him down, counter punch him. Man, you're ridiculous.
Universal Truth. I'm sorry, man. No, I was going to read this. Actually, like the creativity of that pig, haters still going to hate. The Haney's our power team. Universal Truth, bro. Listen, man. We had to do it. We had to do it, bro. This was in the making from the other show that we did the other night, man. Blame stock chasers. Blame your boy stock chasers, bro. G1 Main. Don't everybody believe in Google. KO King said when Canelo KO's Bud, the butthole gonna say at least we beat Arrow. Wow. He said butthole. The buttholes.
Johnny, I don't know if you're on TVB a while back. Before Haney fought Ryan, we had a guy call in that I forgot his name, man. I don't know if he still called. I think his name was Magic, but he called in saying that he had a dream that Devin came to him in a dream and talked to him and told him he was going to knock out Ryan. So Ryan's going to get knocked out. He's going to meet him in the middle of the ring. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? And man, he was like, I dreamt it. It's gonna happen. Devin told me in a dream. This is the Haniacs, bro. They dream about Devin.
Really? I didn't. I wasn't. I didn't see. I didn't hear that.
Look,
that's crazy. Yo, listen, bro. We don't hate on Haney, bro. We just listen. I like Haney. I don't feel that he's gonna win this fight. That's just me, man. Edwin Martinez is back with the $2, fanboy, but he hides Canelo. he put the clown emoji after 3 years on you, bro.
Hey, how am I hiding Canelo, man? You got the WC president telling you that the squabble was there and your boy ran. God damn, go at the WC president. Like these is real facts.
That's what the WBC president says. But my thing is, why didn't he mandate that fight earlier, bro? That dude was the top contender for that
Well,
belt.
Johnny, if you do the math, Johnny, he went in 2020 December. Canelo entered 168. He finished collecting the belt November 2021. He at this time, everybody thought Canelo could beat everybody. They're talking about him going to 190. So he goes to 175, try to collect them belts. At this point, he's the belt collector, the guy trying to collect all the belts, right? He's trying to beat Thanos. He goes to 175 after that long ass year of fights, hard fights. He's got a bum knee, a bum hand. He gets whooped by Bivol because he was drinking his own Kool-Aid, thinking he could go just up there and manhandle Bivol, and he found out he couldn't. He came back down, got surgery. He did a comeback fight with Golovkin. This is already in 2022. This is already 2022, Johnny. Did the comeback fight. Then they got a mandatory, and the WC president let us know that the mandatories go in order. They don't pick the order. So then Ryder was the mandatory next. So he fought Ryder. And if you want to say anything, and the end of 2023, he could have fought David, but David already booked the fight. He didn't wait. And everybody was saying, why is David going to wait on Canelo? He booked the fight, and then so he fought Charlo. Now 2024 comes along. They give him the option to wait to get the 168 mandatory or the 175, and David chose 175. That's 2024, last year, bro. How the hell has he been ducking him? They just don't want to realize the math. They don't want to look at the time schedule. They don't want to see what actually happens. They just want to say he's been ducking him 5 years. He's only been in the division 5 years, and in the first year, he was collecting the belts, and then he moved to 175, and the mandated guy next was Ryder. What do you want Canelo to do? Oh, he should have picked them. He should have picked them, bro. If you ain't bringing nothing to the table like a belt, he ain't picking you. It is what it is.
HLD, my brother, what's going on? He said if Devin takes another beating or worse than the one from Garcia, he's finished. PTSD will be in full effect if that happens, bro. Watch out for the left hook, baby. Being on the storm, that's all I gotta say. CJ Rich said, yeah, I got a G up on E-Rock, looking for a second Braveheart. So he's looking to bet another grand on Crawford beating Canelo. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hold on. There's one other one I wanted to read in here. Yo, shout out to all of y'all that are in the chat cooking, bro. There's so many damn comments. And shout out to all of that that sent super chats, man. We did put a 10 super chat goal. I'm sorry, we had 8, bro. So I appreciate that. I think Eric said something about Ryan from Boxing Talk Up North. The WBC president still hasn't mandated Canelo. How long are we gonna wait? Edward said, "Easy, Johnny. He was getting that 3%. That's why he didn't mandate it." Oh shit! He was getting that sanctioning fee. We knew David Benavidez would snatch that title from Duck, and that 3% will be gone. Edwin Martinez is going in, bro.
Hey, like I said, at the WC president, man, why you mad at Canelo? Be mad at the system,
bro. I want to see that fight too. I want to see that fight too, Edwin Martinez. But I don't know, man. I don't think we ever see it, bro. CJ Rich is up in the building, bro.
Yo, what up, Johnny?
You looking for another? You looking for another G?
Yeah, but I know H10 I'm gonna give it to me, and I actually respect his stance. You got custody of your son back. You quit all the vices. I admire you for that. I'm gonna be real. That's man shit. So, but I do want to say this. I'm glad you alluded to the fact that it is corruption. It is a duck. Whether the WBC or any other sanctioning body helped them do it, it's a blatant duck. And you got to admit it. I understand the timeline you laid out, but again, even 2 years, you said if you ain't bringing a belt to the table, then he ain't gonna appoint you like he's the savior or the god of boxing or something. No, fuck that. Did Berlanga have a belt? No. Did Munguia
Bro,
have a belt?
oh,
No. He was already undisputed. Hold on, let me
TJ.
land.
But
I just got up here.
wait. Let me stop the narrative. By this time, David already had left the goddamn division.
Okay. But okay, so why would he? You said again. I'm going by your criteria. I'm using your own, your own view. Did Munguia have a belt? Yes or no?
They're the only ones in the division at this point. David's gone, so how's he gonna call David when he's out the division?
Okay,
And
okay.
in fact,
Let me
okay,
ask you this
TJ,
then. How do
whoa,
you?
listen.
One more question. I'm gonna let you go for like 2 minutes, whatever, however long you want to go. But I just got one more question. What is the distinction between giving David a shot without a belt, even though he did have the belt before, lost it, to cocaine in the scales? But what is the distinction between giving Benavidez a shot or giving Munguia or Berlanga the shot? You got it.
Benavidez would have had the shot. He left. There would have been two things. He would have got the shot because it was the mandatory, and he would have been forced there, or he would have actually made Canelo look like a bitch, because then he would have to drop the belt and go. Then you will have and I would even say Canelo's a bitch for running if he dropped the belt and go. But he didn't let it get there. He said, "I'm leaving." We all know he was having a hard time making 168. Now, this narrative that there was never an offer is a lie. David's own father said that there was an offer, but it was less than 25%, and that David deserved more. And why did you take that offer? So there was
Okay,
an offer,
what do
man.
you make? What do you make of Canelo saying he brings nothing to the ring but an extra, what do you say, 25 pounds, whatever the quantity was, but extra weight? Is that
I mean,
is that duck talk to you, or is that like you find that cool? You with it?
I find it a valid opinion, man. He's not bringing. What's he bringing? He don't have a career where he's collected belts in 4 or 5 divisions or 3 divisions, and he's dominated everywhere. He hasn't done that yet, man. He's young in his career. You have to understand
Okay,
this right now.
he is a
Right now,
former
Bud.
champion. He is a
No, but
former champion.
how
However,
you gonna? But look,
not to
how?
cut you off, but real quick,
Okay, go ahead, brother.
did Berlanga bring anything extra to the ring besides extra weight? I'm just trying to find the distinction. I want the logic to be consistent. That's all I'm reaching for, champ.
No, I know what you're going for, but the reason it don't work is because David left the division, so you can't sit there and compare Berlanga and David because David decided to leave. Now Berlanga,
Was he there for? Was David
Berlanga
there
was
for a
left.
considerable amount of time where he could have been appointed? I heard you say earlier
Why?
that
But why
the
didn't he
mandatories
unify any
go.
of those
Hold on.
belts when he was there? When he had the
Yeah,
belt, he
he was
decided. He
undisciplined.
decided
He
not to
was
fight Plant.
undisciplined when he was young.
Okay,
I already
but
admitted.
you're mad at Canelo because the
I'm
guy
gonna let you go.
lost the belt 2 times and is undisciplined.
Yes, when he was younger, he was. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that in like 3, 4, 5 years. So I admit that. I led with that. That was in my opening statement. However, um, so are you saying the WBC was complicit in Canelo ducking? Because you said ask Mauricio Suleiman, because that's your source, right? That you led back to. So you saying they
Mauricio let us
helped
know
him duck or no?
this is what you don't understand. Mauricio let us know that the mandatories got an order of going. It just doesn't go mandated when you
Ah,
feel like it. Ryder was
exactly.
already
But who decides the
okay. Let me
order?
finish,
But
my brother. My
the
brother, let me finish.
organization. No, just real quick. Who decides
Y'all
the
gotta
order?
let each other
You got it.
finish, man.
I'm sorry, but who decides the order? Yeah, they go in order, but the order has to be set by somebody. It doesn't just fall out of the sky from God. So who decides the order? The sanctioning body does. You got it, champ. I'm gonna let you go.
So what you're telling me is all 4 sanctioning bodies are working together to help Canelo duck David. That's what you're saying. Look how crazy
I'm
that
sorry. I
sounds,
stepped
bro.
away. I stepped away from the phone. Sorry, so I had to
I'm saying,
unmute. No,
I'm
no,
saying,
but
you're saying all
David
4
was.
are working together to help Canelo duck David.
You didn't cite all 4. You cited the WBC, which, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken, that's the
yeah,
one
but
where
you have
David
to.
actually held the title
Mauricio
previously.
said the sanctioning bodies have an order to go. So that means all 4 belts have a mandatory, and they go in order. And
Yeah, and they all go in
Ryder
different
was
orders, correct? They all have
Ryder.
different like
Yeah,
rankings. They all have
Ryder
different
was
mandatories and different rankings.
okay.
Yes.
Ryder was the next up, and now
Okay.
it was going
Since
to
you're,
be David. Now it was going to be
let's
David's turn to be up.
let's
And
dial
when
it down.
David,
Let's
Oh
dial
my!
it
You're
down
not
because you're
letting see my
conflating.
brother. You're not.
We talking. No. You talk about you
We're gonna
talked
have
about
to
the
put.
WBC
We're gonna have to
and
put
Suleiman.
rules like 2 minutes
I'm sorry.
each.
I don't mean to step on them, but I'm just trying to make a strict point. You talked about the WBC and Suleiman, so we're talking about that sanctioning body specifically. I didn't say all four. You're the one that's conflating and brought up all four. So who sets who is the mandatory in the WBC rankings? Wouldn't that ultimately be Suleiman? Will we have to sign off on it? Correct?
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean he's
Okay.
next. Okay, look, listen, brother. There's 4 bodies, right? So let's say the WBO, the WA, let's say they go 1 and 2, so they got their mandatory. So you got to go 1 mandatory, 2 mandatory, and WBC is the 3rd mandatory. So even though you dubbed your guy as the mandatory, you still got to wait for the other 2 to go till you get your shot. That's what Mauricio said. He says they go in order. They don't just get to say, "Hey, it's my guy's turn. Let him go," unless they come to some kind of financial agreement to buy the other one out. So in
Well,
order, well, listen, my brother, let me
go ahead.
finish. So
You got it.
in order for you to have a valid point, is for you to say all 4 sanctioning bodies are working together to keep David away from Canelo. So they made Ryder go first because they're not going to offer to pay for their guy to fight. So that's what you're saying, which sounds ludicrous. So you're saying all of boxing is make sure they keep Canelo to hold David down.
Incorrect. You're putting up a straw man, but I respect it. I respect your respect
I
your
mean,
debating tactics. But no.
my
Hey,
brother.
I'll let you finish, champ. I'll let you finish. Let me get in real quick. I was speaking specifically about the WBC because that's what you brought up. Now let me make this point. Who decides in which order it goes? How do you know the WBC was 3rd in line and not 1st, 2nd, or even 4th?
That's what Mauricio said. It was their turn was coming
Okay.
up, but they were going to
Okay.
mandate David.
So you circle back to Mauricio as the authority. Cool.
No, he's not the authority. He's just informing us what was happening. Since
No, the
he's in the
authority
loop.
on where you're getting your information, like just the authority on where you're getting your information, not the ultimate authority in boxing. I got you, champ.
You got to understand, Mauricio's one of the presidents in the room with all the other presidents. So he's letting us know what's happening, bro. We're not here like saying he's making up his own story. I mean, I'm not in the room. Are you in the room?
No, that underlines my point. It's all hearsay. You're just taking one person's word for it. That was my ultimate point. You're taking Mauricio Suleiman's word for it because it fits your narrative.
No, and then you're saying it's all corrupted. That they're keeping David
I'm saying
out of it.
I don't know, but how can you you made a whole
Well,
case? I'm just saying I asked you to verify how you know what you know. I didn't say shit. I didn't say. I mean, I do think he ducked, but I'm just saying it could have happened any number of ways. WBC, all the organizations, because he was the cash cow, still is to this point, and I respect business. You feel me? I know how business works. All business is dirty, not just boxing. So, yeah, I just wanted you to outline how you got to your conclusion. That was my only point.
I'm just saying the fact that's been said about the guys in the room. This isn't my conclusion. This is what they said.
Hey, you got it. It was a good
These
shot.
are the facts. The facts
We
that they've
disagree.
given us.
We disagree, but it's cool.
You're the
It's all good.
hypothetical, bro. This is
Great
what
fight.
Mauricio said happened.
Neutral corners. Great fight, y'all.
There you go. Yeah.
I love it.
Me too, man. It's fun. I do
Nah,
enjoy it.
it is. But the only thing is, like we gotta structure these better so that you guys aren't talking over each other because you both.
Yeah, that is a problem from time to time. I'll try to be better.
I get you, CJ, because you want to hit the point right when he makes it, but
Yeah.
you may have to jot it down or something, let him finish, and then he'll let you finish. Like that's what to me will make a good back and forth. Like maybe a minute and a half each. Round one, a minute and a half each. The second, another minute and a half around 2, and then, we can kind of go from there. I like these a lot. I put a poll up though.
Okay.
The poll up.
Hey, but Johnny,
No,
you
I
understand?
suggested that. I suggested that here and on Marco's as well, like a structured format, so we don't step over each other, so everyone can hear everything. You feel me? And then
yeah. It wasn't this bad. You guys weren't that bad this time. There was one time I don't know if it was you, CJ, with somebody else, or it may have been H-Town where it was really bad.
It could have been me. I could do that.
Yeah, but this one wasn't that bad. I get it, man. Look, like I get what both of you guys. Listen, at the end of the day, though, H-Town, I think Canelo did a little duck there, bro.
But you understand, right, Johnny, that you could have fighter A, I got fighter B, CJ's got fighter C, and the order goes A, B, C. But I got fighter C, and fighter C is the most dangerous. You understand they got to serve A and B before they get to C, right?
Yeah. There's
So-
two things. There's two things that Canelo did that makes me feel like this is more of a I don't want any part of David Benavidez. Number one, the whole comment about him saying before the Munguia fight that he was never going to fight a Mexican fighter again. Remember that?
No. Now let me cut that.
Yo,
Let me
What
cut
did he
that because that's a lie too. His comment said, "I don't want to fight Mexican fighters, but if the price is right, if the price is right, I'll fight anybody."
So here's my take. So do you think that a fight against David Benavidez would generate more money than a fight with Munguia?
I don't know because David hasn't done well in his own state, bro.
I
those are the
he
facts.
backed you down, man. He backed you down on that one. You got to admit it, man.
Okay,
No, because Munguia's got Mexico backing, and David doesn't have that. He don't sell out Arizona, and there's proof. See, y'all guys making David out as a bigger star than he really is, my brother. Those are
Bigger
just the
than
facts.
Munguia, more known than Munguia.
I would say, right, exactly. That's what I would say. We're not talking about stature of star in the boxing world. I'm talking about compared to Munguia.
Munguia's got all them border towns backing him, brother. He's backed by Mexicans. That's bigger than David.
And then the second one is what CJ said, which was, well, what does he bring to the table? You picked Edgar. Edgar didn't have any titles or realistically anything other than the fact that it's a Puerto Rico against Mexico fight that we can sell as the rivalry.
Yep.
But Johnny,
he took a lot of criticism for that fight because people didn't believe that Berlanga deserved that shot.
H-Town, I'm gonna let you respond. Then I got number 3. Y'all got it.
Yeah,
okay, but Johnny,
I just wanted to throw that up in there.
But no, but the reason that the narrative for Berlanga and Munguia don't fit is because David decided to leave before that. He had his chance. He would have been first, but he didn't want to wait. Now, was he having problems making weight already? We don't know that, but we all know he's a big guy by nature. The man's 230 pounds, 6'4". I'm pretty sure it's not easy to make 168.
All right.
So that's why we can't just be like, well, he picked Berlanga, he picked Munguia. David left. You know what I mean? Who else is there to pick?
I understand what you're saying.
How long was
Let's
he
back
supposed
up
to
just a
wait?
little bit, and don't hate me for what I'm about to say, but I think this is ultimate checkmate, champ. Johnny named the first 2 reasons. It was a duck, and I'm gonna give you number 3. So 3 strikes, you're out, right? Why did Canelo get on the fucking mic and say something like, I forget the exact amount, but it was something like 200 mil? If he didn't see Benavidez as a threat, why would he request 200 mil to fight him? You got it.
Okay, so that was a sarcastic statement because the narrative was they had offered him 20 million. Then they said they offered him 30 million. Then they said there was $150 million offer supposedly for Spence and a couple other PBC fighters. And they said, yeah, they'll offer him 200 million and he won't take it. So Canelo said y'all got 200 million for me. Bring me the 200 million and y'all got the fight. You have to blame David's camp. His camp is running with these bullshit numbers saying they got this and that money and they don't got no money. Bro,
That's straight up narrative, champ. As you
Eddie Reynoso was in the interview and they said, hey, David said that David's dad said they offered y'all 50 million, but y'all turned it down. Eddie said, we never had no offer for David on our desk, and that's what the PBC was doing because they're offering the fights to them, the money. Canelo's choosing if he's going to take that money or not. He said there was no $50 million offers. He said, and he goes, well, in Spanish, he goes, tráeme esa oferta de 50 millones y tienes la pelea ahora. Canelo pelea con que sea. Dale los 50 millones ahorita. That means he said, bring the 50 million right now, and he'll fight David right now. Where's that offer? And he said, I challenge anybody in the PBC, and including Al Heyman, for someone to tell us this offer was real and it existed, and bring it, and we'll sign it, and he'll fight anybody. There was never no offer after that. In fact, everybody retracted all their statements off of social media and pulled their comments down. Bro, how are y'all saying? Like, it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy.
Bro, one more thing I want to bring up, because I remember Canelo saying this recently. I don't believe that Canelo really wanted to fight Terence Crawford. And when he was asked about it, he said, because that's the fight that people want, right? Bro, if you fighting people that the people want you to fight, then why the fuck aren't you fighting David? That's who we want you to fight.
Hey, because the people are paying him $130 million, Johnny.
He would have gotten $150 million to fight David Benavidez.
Exactly. So 150 ain't enough, but 130 is.
Wanted that fight. If he really wanted that fight, Canelo can say, "I want this," and give me that, and we fighting. And I think
Johnny, they couldn't get $50 million together to fight him.
That's crazy.
But all of a sudden,
these
Crawford
are
got
the
it.
facts, my brother. I want the fight too. I want to see Canelo fight David, especially at 168.
Well, I respect that at least.
At 168, he's gonna knock him out.
PBC broke. HLD.
Hey, H-Town, you ever seen that rare red-headed mallard duck that is native to Mexico? Got all red feathers on his head. You peep that?
He's a bad motherfucker, man. He's uniting he's uniting people all to go against one little duck. Little duck. Uniting nations. It's a bad motherfucker.
No, we just seen it objectively, homie. It's all good though.
You know?
Good debate, y'all. Good back and forth. This is how you do it, man. The people have spoken though.
Hey, Johnny,
man.
Johnny.
Y'all really, this isn't, come on, y'all. What was that?
Johnny,
H-Sound?
we need the people to stop speaking and put their fucking money where their mouth is so we could get the fight.
You tripping. That's the same thing I came to you with. You being a hypocrite for real.
No, bro, but I'm talking about the promoters and them.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay. You better stop talking about the people, because right now they're on your side, bro.
Oh no, I'm talking about the promoters, that people. Because those are the people that decide the fight. So we don't decide anything.
Guys, you got to continue to vote. Right now, the people have H-Town winning 52% to 48%.
Well, that's very close. How many votes we got, homie?
Right now, it's 50-50.
Go ahead and get off and vote, CJ.
Ooh,
no, I ain't in YouTube. No, I'm just asking how many. Like, out of how many, I want to know. Like,
it's not a lot of. It's only like
20
like almost 30 people. Come on, y'all got to keep voting, man. We got more. We got hella people up in here.
No, it was a great debate. If I lose, I lose. That's cool. But yeah, get them in there.
We got hella people up in here, so y'all gotta continue to vote here, because this was one good ass debate. Even I threw my 2 cents in there, so I apologize.
Nah, Johnny, I would pay $100 pay-per-view to see that fight, bro. I want to see the fight. This is what people don't understand. I want to see the fight, but I'm not gonna make up false narratives and call people ducks when there's proof. when there's proof that there was offer, there's proof that there's a timeline, and he hasn't. People talking about he's been ducking David for 7 years, and Canelo's only been in the goddamn division 4.5 years.
Hold
on.
Yo,
let me close it with this, and then maybe we could talk about some fights that are closer, because July card. I mean, July schedule is lit.
We got to keep talking about this, because now we got the David Benavidez guy up in the building.
Before Dose, he probably got a stronger argument than me. But again, I want to underline the point that H-Town, you admitted earlier in the debate that we none of us really is in those rooms. So again, you taking this person's word, that person's word to construct a narrative. I'm going off what the fighters themselves said.
Well, CJ, I'm going by the guy that was in the room.
All right.
Yeah, but still, that don't mean it's a total picture. Like, if 20 people witness a crime, they all gonna have different perspectives. That don't mean that's the total picture.
But I'm gonna believe the guy that witnessed it, not the guy that heard it from the guy down the block.
Anybody could say anything, champ. I'd rather go with a consensus or get it straight from the source.
Yeah, you gotta stop, bro.
You guys gotta let Two Tone cook. Two Tone's in the motherfucking building. What's going on, Tone?
Salute to the
Let's
panel.
go. Two-tone Benavides in the building. What's up, my big dog?
Hey, man. Salute everybody on their Sunday, man. Hey, y'all gotta relax. Not y'all, but H-Town. Y'all wanted David to fill out food stamp paperwork to go ahead and get this squabble. What happened? What happened to, like, I need to clean out the division? Canelo never cleaned out the division. There was that Mexican monster from Big South Phoenix, Arizona there waiting to run the squabble. The man would have took $15 to run the fade with Canelo, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Canelo out of his own mouth is telling you, I don't want them problems. This is not something that I want, bro. I'll fight Jaime. I'll fight Belanga. I'll fight Charlo. I'll fight John Ryder. But that whatever y'all call him, that South Phoenix Mexican, the new face of Mexican boxing. Yeah.
You mean that Mexican? The Mexican from Florida?
No, see, Canelo, he didn't do what was done to him. Floyd Money Mayweather gave him a shot at the crown, and unfortunately, Canelo got that ass schooled. Respectfully.
No, y'all guys are just mad that Canelo passed the crown to Berlanga.
Oh, hold on. You gotta please erase that last statement, please. Please erase that one. Now, Floyd had to retire for Canelo to become the face of boxing because Canelo couldn't do it naturally with his hands. Now, Chavez gave De La Hoya a shot at the crown, and De La Hoya whooped Chavez pillar to post, and Chavez said, let me do it again, and De La Hoya whooped that man pillar to post, and De La Hoya became the face of boxing. Canelo is not doing what is right in giving David a shot at becoming the face of Mexican boxing.
I gotta agree. That's how the crown is passed, man. You gotta beat the man.
Yeah, but he passed.
Ric Flair told you.
My brother, Canelo got the crown and he lost to Floyd. So it don't work like that.
Negative.
No, Floyd
was still the man. He was still the man after that.
Yeah, he had to retire.
So then how the hell does Canelo got the crown and no one ever passed it to him and y'all want him to pass the crown?
No, because Floyd gave him the shot.
Bro, hey, 2 versus 1, man. I'm known for this. I've been scrapping like this my whole life. Bud
Crawford, he didn't pass the crown to Boots Ennis. Bud Crawford's going up there to for a payday. He should have ran that squabble with Boots Ennis to determine who's really that guy. Let me fight this young lion. Who fought John the Beast Mugabe, Johnny?
Marvin Hagler.
He didn't have to fight that young lion. He didn't have to fight that young nigga.
Donnie, all this passing the crown to the young lion. Why didn't Floyd fight Amir Khan? Why didn't he fight Earl? Why didn't he fight Thurman? The young lions that were there at the time when Floyd went on record said, I don't want to fight none of them young lions.
Floyd. Who did he fight before he fought Nasty Birdo? Was it Maidana?
I think it was Maidana twice, right?
Yeah, he fought Maidana twice. Now, Adrian Broner did not hold up his end of the bargain. If Adrian Broner would have beat Marcos Maidana, we would have had Floyd versus Broner for a crown passing squabble. Floyd had to go up there and handle Broner's work. Floyd handled it twice. Then Floyd, at that time, he was like, you know what? I'm not fighting no fucking Keith Thurman, nigga. I don't want them problems at this age. Let me fight Birdo. Let me squabble Birdo. Floyd will tell you, Floyd, didn't he say, yo, Keith, you need to fight Earl Spence. You need to fight that nigga. No, don't talk about me. Stop, bro. Floyd, the thing about Floyd, he knew when he was washed. Canelo does not.
So what you're telling me is he messed up his chance. So if your boy wouldn't have been on the Bo Kane and Taco Bell, he would have had his chance. So we're talking about people fumbling chances, right? That's what we're doing, Tom.
CJ, the man never gave David an opportunity at the crown, bro. That's nasty.
Thank you.
According to his father, there was an opportunity. Okay, now who's lying, David or his dad?
Let me get in real quick. H-Town is exactly my point. I never said that Mayweather passed Canelo the crown with the fight because he whooped his fucking ass, right? But to Two Tone's point, Canelo kind of inherited it because he had the resume and the most juice at that point after Mayweather retired. So that's how he got the crown, not by whooping his ass. Taking the crown is what, like he said, De La Hoya did to fucking Chavez. You got to beat the man to be the man. So I don't understand. I wanted to address that point you made head on, because you're asking like Canelo just got the crown by fighting Mayweather, and that's not the case.
Okay, so now we're going back to having the juice, like the T-shirt. So you said Canelo had the juice. That's why he got the crown. Well, in that case, that's why Berlanga got the crown, because he's got the juice. He's got more
He ain't
fame than
got
David.
no juice. He ain't selling in
Bro,
his
he got the
hometown.
juice.
That
So
is
you
not
want to
juice.
hate on? You want to hate
That's-
on him, man? That man's got the juice. He got
That's
rappers talking about
dehydration.
him.
You can't sell out your hometown. I could sell out Oakland, California right now. I ain't never stepped
Bro.
in the ring. He ain't got no juice.
Hey, how well did David sell out Arizona, Tone?
What you mean? No, that hey,
Yeah. Comp tickets.
no.
Tickets.
Like, hold on. We not gonna talk because Edgar Berlanga has a flyer on Twitter right now talking about free canned food goods and free fucking
Hey, look, we all know, hey, Johnny, we all know New York has a bunch of impoverished youth, and my boy Edgar is helping the youth, getting them tickets, being a man of the people. Now, Tony is against a man of the people, because his fighters do Bocaine, are in Miami, partying with the the people out there, them Bocaine heads. We don't want to call them out, but yeah, his brother's out there, his dad's at the fight, lit like a Christmas tree. We know he's got the sniffles in the middle of July. It's all good.
It's a difference between doing a bump in your early 20s and ducking in your mid 30s.
right. And ain't nothing wrong with a bump in your 20s, little sneaky bump. Nothing wrong with a little bump zone.
Speaking of juice, I just wanted to put this up for all the people that didn't see it.
Yeah, I peeped that earlier. I was watching the live. That shit is crazy.
That's hilarious. Look at Ness. That's wild.
But you tell your man not to fumble this chance with Yard and get to Bivol, or better even get them belts, because Tucker said he's next for the shot at Undisputed. And then Canelo will meet you at 175 for Undisputed, and y'all have everything on your table. Y'all have the weight y'all want. Y'all have the little 5'7" Mexican that's old, and hopefully y'all could get the crown. But if that 5 foot Mexican goes in there being old and dropped your boy, oh my, hey, Tone, just stay in the cave, dog. Don't even come out.
Nah, bro. You know it, bro. Turkey is phasing David out because he's trying to slither David over there to Riyadh season permanently. That's why he did a 1-fight deal. Now the Undisputed trilogy don't even have a date on it. Bro, then Bivol ducked David for the $8 million offer. Like Turkey got Bivol out here looking crazy. I ain't never seen Bivol look crazy.
Well, when his ex-wife turned on him, that was kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, that was, yeah, disgruntled yams, respectfully, but
of course.
Yeah, man. David, he is the most phased out boxer in boxing today. The WBC, you cannot tell me that they was going to say, we about to force Canelo to drop the belt. I can't believe Ness and y'all be saying that with a straight face, bro. They about to force Canelo, the cash cow of the sport, to vacate his belt. That's what you telling me.
Tone.
We all know it's politics, deep politics in this game. So how you gonna deny that? They would never do that.
That's how you would have got all the accolades you wanted from cloud chasing Canelo if you actually got him to drop the belt. Then we would have had
They ain't gonna do that. That's not in the WBC's best interest at this point.
Dude,
he can't force that.
Choice.
He can't force that. To your point, you said he didn't sell in Arizona, right? So who's making more bread for them? Canelo or Benavidez at that point in his career?
No one's willing to make Canelo drop a belt. How the hell does Cole get a belt?
You know what voids all of that? Jake Paul getting a cruiserweight ranking. Anything you tell me about forcing shit when Jake Paul gets a ranking over beating a Mexican fighter who was worried about being deported under stress conditions and having to fight Mike Tyson, a man that was what's the Parkinson's disease, and how he get a ranking. So I don't trust none of them belt niggas up there, bro. Jake Paul got ranked. What are you talking about?
Well, hey, you know what? Let me touch on that real quick, Tone. I don't like this narrative that's going around that Junior is only getting deported because he's Mexican. The man's got a warrant for being involved with the cartels in Mexico. It's not just because he's Mexican, bro. Let's stop that bullshit. The man's got organized crime warrant. Like,
That's
hey,
real.
like, stop that.
Hey, man,
You know?
she's stressed, man. How come they let the fight go through? How come they let the squabble go through? That's what I want to know.
Hey, that's a deeper,
Hey
darker
there.
criminal link.
That is.
Exactly.
That is for them leaving that fight going through. I read the same thing that H-Town said, but the fact that, I mean, how the fuck did that happen? They still ended up fighting.
Yeah,
Hey there, man.
Jake,
And he probably needed the money to pay the cartel.
Real shit.
Probably.
We got somebody else that wants to cook a little bit. HLD, what's up?
What's going on, Johnny? Everybody on the panel?
What
Cabeza de
What up?
papa, dos tonos.
What's happening?
Potato head, dos tonos. What's going on, man?
Floyd cooked you with that one, Tone.
Cooked me with that. Man.
That shit was crazy.
Real quick on how that guy came in, bro. Sleepy Joe let him in January 4th this year, right before Orange Man took power. So they let him in to earn his residency on January 4th, even though he already had a gun charge in 2024, 2023. So on top of that, and just like H. Sean said, Mexico had an active warrant on him. So it doesn't matter. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, it don't matter.
That's horrible, though. That's disgusting. Jake should be ashamed of himself.
Hey, he just trolled the shit out of it, though, man. He stood on America first type of deal. That's what he did, bro.
Chavez is just trying to flip that bread. I gotta respect it. I don't condone it, but I gotta respect it.
Exactly. But hey, Sean, you were doing well in that debate with Rich, but you got to clarify the understanding of the rotation. When there's an undisputed champion, each sanctioning body has a rotation of who's gonna be the representative of a fight. Because not all four of them are sanctioning. So in one fight, you'll see it'll be the IBF. The next one will be the WBO. But they all take turns of who's sanctioning the fight of the undisputed fight. But now, when it came to Benavidez, I put it on him because it's what you do. What are your actions you're gonna take to make sure you get the spot? Now, the rotation of representative for the four belts at 168 was last year in March. When they were going to mandate Benavidez as the mandatory to Canelo. 2 weeks before March, he decided to go up. Now, that was what he had in his control to do, was to stick to his guns and get the belt either stripped from Canelo, which I think would have been a lot of noise. Imagine that, you strip. You don't want to fight him, you strip, just like happened with Skull. But he decided to move up to 175. So that's nobody else's problem but his. He needed to finish and conclude what was in his control. Yeah, can Canelo give him a voluntary defense? Yes. But risk and reward, who's paying for that fight? Who came up with the bill to want to pay for that fight? He didn't want to fight Crawford. You saw how he laughed at him when Tom Brady asked him, so how long you been thinking about wanting to fight Crawford? I never think about these guys. I mean, it's a fact. But the money's on the table, and now you can proceed with, all right, man, the money's there. So no money's ever been there for Canelo and Benavidez, ever. And until then, we're not gonna see that fight. Now, I do believe Turkey's the man and the only man who can make that fight happen. But we shall see. I mean, did the end of the world come already? I mean, we still got time. We got next year, the year after that. But
man, we all know that fight ain't happening, man.
I see it happening.
Never, ever.
If he moves up to cruiserweight, forget about it.
Hey, that's my point. They want Canelo to fight the so-called most dangerous man for free.
How many fights has Canelo had at 175 already?
He fought Bivol at 175. Two.
Oh,
Between
so-
Kovalev, right?
Two. Kovalev as well.
Kovalev,
The Crusher.
yeah.
So you're going up there for dangerous fights, but not for this guy. Y'all got it.
Right.
Have
No,
him
no.
go back down.
We have to remember this guy's supposedly the most dangerous, the monster, the most dangerous. Well, then I want the most dangerous money I could get. That's crazy. That's like I'm telling you, hey, CJ, I want you to go dig this hole, but the 99% chance there's a deadly gas that's gonna kill you. I not only pay you $10 to dig holes out here, but that one I'm gonna pay you $5. Go dig that one.
Bro,
Again, you going back to the point, like the negotiations. You admitted yourself. None of us are in those rooms, and you taking one single person's word for
I'm
it.
telling you, Eddie Reynosa
How
said.
do you know how much bread was put up? How do you know that?
There, because Eddie Reynosa let us know that there was no bread put up.
Nigga.
That's what I believe. No bread was ever put up.
So H-Town, you mean to tell me you mean to tell me when Al Heyman had David on a contract and Canelo made Al Heyman take David off and put Earl Spence on there? Stop, bro. He had
No,
rumors. That was not.
No, that's not how it went either. See, you got it mixed up again. There was one contract with them already on it. They wanted to switch the fighters, so Canelo said, well, "Let's rework the money," and they didn't want to rework the money. They wanted to give the same fighters the same money that they had for the first 3 fighters.
Then you gotta go. Then
Bro,
CJ mentioning
no,
Canelo.
we don't switch out things and then expect you to do the same thing, my brother. You know that's called getting finessed. We ain't gonna get finessed.
The man said I wouldn't fight another Mexican. Then he fight Jamie McGee.
No, he said I don't want to fight another Mexican, but if the money's right, I'll fight anybody.
Isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient timing though, champ? When everyone was pressed, that's when the pressure was heavy on that Benavidez fight, and then he said that. Why would you say that like in a vacuum? I wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm not going to fight another brother just out of nowhere."
Right.
The price to fight Munguia is not the same price to fight a Benavidez. It's not the same price.
Exactly. So duck. Thus duck.
No,
So-
pay the man. Pay
Like-
the man.
No.
You're saying Al Heyman's got all the money. Why isn't he putting the money up for David?
Bro, he had bro.
You acting like go ahead.
CJ, name me a time where Al Heyman, there's only probably 2 fighters where Al Heyman never got them the mega fight. Gary Russell never got him the tank fight. And David Benavidez. Why is that?
The opponents were not willing to engage in good faith, I would say.
I'm saying Al didn't have faith in his guys to put his money where his mouth is. He was scared of losing it.
Nah, bro.
The point Tony's trying to make is that he is always willing to put the bread up. He wants the mega fights. He wants PBC to be as big as possible. He has never shown that kind of duck tendencies. I mean, you could argue Tank, but with those guys, never. Benavidez is a hungry young lion, and he didn't want it. I just want y'all to admit it.
CJ, when Reynosa said send the $50 million offer and we'll sign it, why was nothing sent and everybody retracted their statements off of your social media? Why did that happen?
Well, yeah, Samson did retract that shit.
Hey, I don't know what's up with Samson. Respectfully, what I do know is Canelo got all these conditions when it comes to David. Oh, he's disrespectful, but then Edgar Berlanga's disrespectful. I'm confused.
Berlanga is a cheap disrespectful, and Benavidez is the more expensive one. That's all.
No, I made this point earlier. I was trying to get H-Town to draw the distinction. I was like, okay, the weight, Berlanga is even heavier. You know what I mean, on fight night than a Benavidez. The payday, the clout, like what the belts, everything that you put up there, I knocked down and said, what is the distinction? So I'm with Two-Tone on this one.
It's the pay, guys. It's as simple as that. Until somebody puts up the money that he wants to be for this fight.
Again, would a Jaime fight pay more than a much more anticipated Benavidez fight? Even if you want to dial it down to hardcore, say the casuals is the same amount. The hardcores is more anticipated in that fight, even back then 2 years ago. So it ain't no argument about payday. I'm
To me,
tired
it's
of
not
that.
an argument about payday. Who's put up the
How
money
would
for
he
that?
make more in a Munguia fight than a Benavidez fight? That's what I
Who
mean.
said that he would make more with a Munguia fight?
Well, what's the distinction then? You
He
saying it's
left.
about
They
Because
money?
the
left, so
reward
we
You
is
would
said it
not
was
not.
about
know.
money.
It's a
I didn't
risk
say
reward,
that.
just like with any fight. Every fighter's got a minimum on their contract for the most. Canelo's a little separate because he's
So
his
fuck
own.
it. Just fight Bam Rodriguez. Same payday, right? Just be a little bitch about it, right?
That's just the way it is. You have a minimum on these contracts that these guys be fighting. They have a minimum, and then they work from there. Now, if it's for that guy, we have to negotiate it for this other champion. That's just the way it is. You don't fight for the same amount for all these other guys. That's not the way it works.
So you're
Straight
saying
up.
it's risk versus reward. He needs a higher payday because he knows he might get his ass whooped. Is that correct?
Hey, it's a higher right. It's a higher risk.
Okay. At least you
It's a
admit it.
higher
I respect that.
Yeah.
Salute.
I'm not saying that, and I don't think Benavidez, but it's a higher risk. To say the guy is not, at least in the top above everybody else at 168, because at 175, better be even Bivol going to smoke his ass. But
We're
at
gonna see. Well,
168,
hopefully we're gonna
at
see.
168, I believe he's above everybody else. So yeah, there's a higher risk. So pay the man.
We got
That's
a
all.
question from Alberto. We got a question. Y'all been cooking. Let him ask his question. What's up, Alberto?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Two Tone? I'm a big
up,
fan.
gang?
My first time being able to talk to you. I just got a question real quick for Two Tone. Are we team Drake? Are we team Kendrick now after Drake dissed Two Tone, the superstar?
Oh yeah, we running with Kendrick Lamar. We running
Lamar.
with.
He said Kendrick Lamar.
We rolling, man. I can't believe he dissed me, man. That's crazy. The Drake fans, yeah, they worse than Canelo fans. Them niggas is wild. They
I thought you
hate.
didn't. I thought it was because you didn't like Drake's new surgery abs.
Oh, that's crazy. That's
He's like
crazy.
Oscar right now. Oscar de la Hoya.
Hey, Tom, we need to start pretending that we're jamming Kendrick's catalog around the world, bro. We need to start pretending that, bro.
Oh, bro, I understand. Like
That's California West Coast stuff, dog. Ain't nobody listening to that in Houston.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. I was watching the stream and they was down there in Houston at that pool called Sakai. You know where that's at? It's some club in Houston called Sakai. Yeah. Bro, they played no Kendrick song. I watched the entire stream and not one Kendrick song was played, but Kendrick is a West Coast artist. Drake is for the vibes, man. Like when you want to hear vibes, you put Drake on. It's vibes.
Well, pushback, and I know Two-Tone, I'm about the same age as you. I'm 41. I think you in your 40s too. But I'm gonna say this. Yes, I'm a little biased because I'm from the West, but I ain't never heard of a fucking rap diss track being #1 on the Billboard for like 20 weeks. That shows you it had mass appeal. Mass appeal. It ain't just out here.
It did have mass appeal. They're playing it at the Carnival Cruises and shit.
Hey, that just shows you how
fuck
big,
it.
that
People
shows
getting
you how
down.
big Drake
Shit.
is.
Old folks feeling it.
Only one song
People
though,
might feel it.
only to the ones.
No, I mean it's the greatest diss
I know
track.
you're trying to be racial about it, but I'm gonna let that slide.
No,
No, it has nothing to do with everything else that's going on over there. I'm just saying that it's commercialized so much that it could even be played at the Super Bowl. It's
But
just
that shit was hard as fuck, wasn't it? It wasn't as hard as Hit 'Em Up, of course,
that's my
but that
point.
shit was hard.
That is commercialized.
The shit was
You're
hard.
not gonna hear a Nas one on at the Super Bowl.
No, you're not gonna hear either, but
You're gonna hear
was
either at the Super Bowl.
was
or
not
at-
like us
or at
hard.
the
Was it a
Carnival
hard
Cruise.
track or not? Hey, be honest with yourself. Was it a hard track or not?
When it first came out, it was catchy. That's the way I saw it.
Yeah, we know it was popular and it was hard as fuck. So there
But
you
I
go.
don't think it was hard. I think it was just catchy.
Man, Kendrick Lamar's a mid rapper in the 90s. Mid rapper in the 90s.
That's
It was
cat,
catchy.
but okay.
There's nothing wrong with being catchy, man. I mean,
No, man.
Because okay. People were saying he couldn't make a record like that. That was Drake's lane, right? He's the catchy one. He makes the club songs. To make a diss track that rivals your competitors, best club hits just for the bitches, that's hard. I don't give a fuck what y'all say.
Yeah, I don't think no girl's getting wet over that song, bro. Over any Drake stuff.
No, but they sea walking to it, ain't they? They sea walking it out.
Yeah, but if you want,
Don't nobody want a girl that sea walks, cuz.
No. Hold on. Let's break it down.
Afuera.
Drake is Drake is McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, the fries, you know you're gonna get your fries, you know you're gonna get your Big Mac. It's all going to be the same. It's Drake's gonna, when you hear Drake, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. Kendrick is Steak 44. Kendrick is Fleming's. That's exquisite. This is art. Kendrick makes art, bro. If you're a surface level, if you're a surface person, you probably not gonna rock with Kendrick. But I like
Kendrick is like Five Guys. You know, seems like it's great, but it's just a hamburger too.
Artist, bro. He's an art. He makes art, bro.
He's that bottle of wine, man. Y'all could keep that. I don't want wine.
Exactly, HLD. Yeah, he's an exquisite.
He's that wine shit, bro.
Yeah,
some tequila, mofo.
Hey, I'm gonna say this: he ain't even the best dude in his label, dog. Ab is better than him.
Stop, bro.
Absol. No, I disagree, but I understand the hip hop nerd opinion. You know, I used to be a DJ, so I respect it, but nah, negative. Because part of being an artist is being able to get your shit out there. So you gotta consider that too.
You know, it's kind of like no different with Eminem. I'm like, who the fuck bumps that shit in your ride, right?
He's
not picking up your girl bumped into that crap.
Ever.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, but that one song, all right, hey, man, not bad. It was catchy. I'm not gonna give it now.
For Kendrick to say, you know what, I'm about to make an album with all bops, so all of these songs will be played on the radio just to shit on Drake even more, it's diabolical.
Yeah, insane marketing strategy. Y'all got to admit that he flipped the table on him because he was seen as a little nerdy dude. You know what I mean? Oh, he got bars, but he can't make them bop like Drake do. And then he flipped the fucking script. You gotta respect it.
But is Kendrick gonna be able to outgrow this right now and bring something new hot?
Oh yeah, he did a lot, and then they did GNX. So he dissed him on the Not Like Us, and then he came out with a whole nother album, GNX. Yes, he will continue to ascend, in my opinion. I mean. It ain't like sports. You feel me? You don't get washed up at 40. So, yeah, he'll continue to improve.
Yeah.
You got these old school dudes, Ice Cube and shit, still out here dropping bars.
We turned the Hangout Spot to
the hip-hop spot.
The hip-hop spot. Y'all back in here? Y'all turned the Hangout Spot to what? What was the famous club back in the days?
The Tunnel.
The Tunnel.
Yeah, the Tunnel.
We turned into the basement.
Yeah, man. Y'all went from David and Canelo to Kendrick and Drake. That's wild.
That's funny, yeah.
Within a matter of seconds, bro.
I'm disgusted because I hate that they're connected for life now. Like, I just want to be able to enjoy Kendrick without somebody mentioning Drake. I want to enjoy Drake without somebody mentioning Kendrick. But now, anytime one of them drops a song, go to the comments. Oh, Kendrick would have been mad. Oh, Drake would have been like, come on, bro. I just want to enjoy the art, man.
Hey, Tone.
Yo, Two-Tone, let me say this. That you got it, Johnny. It's your show.
No, Tone, let me get this off record. You know why Drake can't lose on these battles, Tone?
Why?
Because he fucked their bitches and they're crashing out over hoes.
Nah, man.
I don't think that's true with Kendrick. I can't agree with that.
But
yo, let me say this. That damn, y'all made me lose my train of thought. Two-Tone, it's come back to me. I lost my train of thought. Y'all got it.
No, but like, even if Drake was smashing, like, nigga, like this 2025, that's no longer a flex, bro. Like, these women is easy, bro. You just need a fake
same rotation.
Yeah,
but bro, hey, these guys messed up the Drake stimulus over thoughts.
I disagree. Kendrick definitely got his stimulus check, and I got my thought back that Drake is playing into it. I don't know if you saw this Two-Tone, but he came out performing at a concert maybe last night with like bullet holes in his hoodie. Like, oh yeah, I got shot up. They hit me, but they ain't kill me. You feel me? This shit was corny.
We gotta stop, man. Like,
that is corny.
Yeah, just move on. Just do what you used to do. That's what the fans want to see. I don't understand that strategy.
I want vibes, man. Toronto vibes.
Toronto vibes.
Toronto
See,
vibes.
Drake is going through the same thing LL went through. They just started to hate him because all the women loved him, and now everybody finds a reason to hate Drake. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Stop hating, man. Stop hating.
No, LL was still respected even after I Need Love. See, I go way back with it.
Oh, yeah. That's my shit right there, yo.
You know, also why Drake is unstoppable, because you can go into fucking Target and you hear Drake. The nigga make music for every genre. There's like you go, nigga, go get your breaks done. You're gonna hear Drake. Go find a bullshit fucking card that your girl wants you to go buy to go to a bullshit birthday party. In that dollar store, you're gonna hear Drake, bro. Nasty.
It's commercialized, just like the one song that I'm saying about Kendrick. It was commercialized, but but Drake pretty much everything he does is commercial. So you could play it everywhere, and it has a great expansion of who to reach and how they can use it. So
let me catch up here, y'all. Edwin Martinez with the $2 said H-Town the type to believe his wife's not cheating.
Yo.
Hey, I'm an 80s baby, dog. My motto is I don't chase them, I replace them. I ain't going to cry about nothing.
Edwin Martinez back with another 2 said, salute CJ for cooking all fanboys with the salute emoji. That's when you guys go back and forth. I'm catching up from shit when you guys first started your debate or you were in the middle of it. And Edwin says, with another $2, appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate the donation. Says H-Town's delusional. That's a female trait. Ooh, he going in on you, bro.
Damn.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro, because I like to help out the channel, man. I appreciate it. Y'all, hey, you know what? Y'all throw 50 and pack me up.
We ain't doing that shit, bro. We ain't doing that, bro. Polo Bug with the $5. I ain't never heard my homie say, "Hey, put that new Drake on."
For the ladies.
Yeah, vibes, just the vibes.
Word. Luke, Coach Hector Bermudez in the building with the $2. Appreciate you, Coach. He said, "Let's talk about the art of boxing." Yeah,
Johnny, you had Brooklyn Barbie on here.
Yeah, earlier. Yep.
Nobody played defense in the chat.
Nobody played defense in the chat. No. Wow.
Nasty.
I didn't see any defense in the chat. It was a good interview, though. She's got a lot of energy. I love her. I just love her attitude, her energy, her confidence. It was a really good interview. For those of you guys that are checking it, make sure you check it out. But yeah, man, we gotta flip it back, bro. We gotta flip it back to box. What the hell were we talking about before? Oh, we were talking about Canelo and
the duck talk. Yeah.
That's gonna. You talk about Tone. You talk about Drake and Kendrick always being linked. I think Canelo and David will always be linked to true boxing fans. You know, because of the fact that they never fought each other. That's a fight that we're gonna end up not getting that we wish we all got.
Yo, Johnny, like Lewis Bowe.
Yeah, that was another one. No, that was another one, but I think this one is this one.
Hey, which one of them niggas threw the belts away in that shit?
Bowe put the WBC in the garbage. He said,
"La basura." He did, bro.
Wait, who know the story? This nigga really threw the belts away.
Man, I was there. I was still a big boxing fan because I was a huge Tyson fan at the time. You feel me?
Right?
So I was following.
You want to play Lennox Lewis.
No, it's not that simple. It's not that simple because they were offers sent back and forth and just couldn't agree on an amount. So I don't think it's a pure duck, not pure as duck as Canelo. But no, it was like a 60% duck on Bowe. I put 60% on Bowe.
Yeah, but it was a mandatory position type of thing, something that Benavidez should have done.
It doesn't matter if there's a different degree, man. It's going to classify. whether we like it or not, and trust me, I was a Bowe guy as well.
You see how my boy Stevie's a situational duck fan?
No. I put most of the blame on him. Exactly. Come on, I put most of the blame on Bowe.
We can't do that. We can't do that. Coach said, Tone, this one's for you, Tone. I'm gonna let you answer this one for Coach. He said, "What's playing defense mean?"
Oh man, that's the new dirty Mackin, but a little bit with more aura to your dirty Mackin. We playing big defense. When the first female guest I get on that Hatrix, I just know the chat is going to be wild. That's what I don't even want to do.
Hey, Coach, let me give you an example. That's like if Toya tells Tone, "Hey, I'm gonna give you some yams," and I tell Tone, "Hey, did you go to the doctor for that thing you said?"
You mean cock blocking?
That's playing defense.
Essentially, yeah.
Peace.
But with extra layers, it's extra layers. You got to really present it right.
Dre said Mr. Potato Head is insane.
Oh shit!
You don't have to say that. This the other.
Everybody
Yeah.
heard that shit, Tone. Everybody heard that shit, bro.
Hey, Tone,
yeah.
I got a shirt for you, man. You need to get the playing defense shirt and have Mo Tone bow on the back with the finger waving.
Oh yeah, that'll be hot. That'll be hot.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yo, I'm about to wrap this up though, man. We've been here for hours, bro.
Work.
I
man.
appreciate
Muy bien, muy bien.
Nah, good debates, good talk, man. I appreciate all of y'all for jumping on. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on, Johnny. Everybody, man. God bless. Have a good night.
Absolutely, bro. Shout out
Yeah.
to Tone.
All right. Preserve
Peace
that
out, man. Have a
hairline,
good night.
and I'll see you later.
Appreciate you, CJ. Appreciate Tone. H-Town, Alberto, HLD, everybody that jumped on. We had a 6-people panel. That's crazy, but it's good, man. It's good conversation too. At the end of the day, this is the hangout spot, and this is why we got the this is why we want to keep this the late night spot, because it's our spot where we come here and we chill, we talk boxing, we talk all that shit, we debate. That was a good debate between CJ and H-Town. The people spoke. Not a lot of people voted. I'm kind of disappointed more people didn't vote, but 66% of the chat that voted had CJ had H-Town cooking CJ. Okay. Yeah, man, 66%. So H-Town supposedly cooked CJ in that Canelo and David Benavidez ducking debate, which is going to be going on, in my opinion, forever, bro, because I personally don't see either one of them fighting each other. I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to remain optimistic, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Yeah, Malcolm, check it out on the playback. That's what everybody believed. I thought it was a good back and forth, though. And I actually jumped in there, too, because I'm one that does believe that there was a degree of some duck when it comes to the Canelo side. I mean, I just don't think that he's interested in fighting David Benavidez for some apparent reason, and that's just me. And again, we live in a world of perception, but good stuff. Nonetheless, good stuff. Ryan, now it's now it's safe for you to come in.
What's going on?
We got Ryan from Boxing Talk up north in the building.
What's good? Everybody done cleared out, man.
Everybody, I done cleared out this it got a little messy with everybody, and then we got into the hip hop stuff, and I wanted to kind of break them up and continue to go back to talking boxing, but I let them cook for a while.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed listening to them.
For real, man.
What you got, bro? What you got, brother?
Shoot, big weekend coming up. Big weekend, you know what I'm saying? For everything in boxing, women, men. It's essentially Turkey Alley Sheep versus Jake Paul, man.
I think your mic is off though.
Oh,
you don't sound as crispy as you usually do when your mic is on.
Oh, that's interesting. My settings all messed up. My computer restarted.
Make sure you guys smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Mic check. Is that better now?
No, still. I mean, I can hear you. It sounds like you're far away. It doesn't sound like the normal crispy.
Yeah, let me jump out. I'll jump back in.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, but Ryan's up in the thing. Let's see what Ryan wants to talk a little bit about. But yeah, man, make sure you guys smash that like button and help us grow. Get this channel out tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure we're gonna do a show tomorrow on Monday. We'll go back to our normal Tuesday night, more than likely. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, bro, because we got hella boxing going on. I'm still working on a guest or two for the next couple of shows. But if we don't have, our guest confirmed, it's okay, because we'll just rock out, just me and the family in the chat, bro. We'll open up the lines. We'll talk that shit, and we'll continue to deep dive into what is going to be one hell of a boxing weekend here in New York City. Pound for pound king. You damn right, brother. You damn right. We are here, bro. The night spot is the hangout spot, bro. We are here. We are working. We've been live since 8 o'clock. On Sundays, I'm going to start doing my Sunday shows at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, guys, going forward, because there's going to be hella boxing going on every single weekend until shit, December until September, more than likely. So we'll continue to rock out Sunday night so we can stay consistent with the late spot, just like on the weekends. Talk to me, Ryan. Let me see what it.
How that better? Is it better now?
No, still the same.
Oh, well, yeah.
Now
So,
it sounds a little worse because you got like an echo.
ooh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, you can rock out for a little bit. I was about to wrap it up
Shoot, man.
because I've been
I'm
on
not
since.
gonna deal with that then if it sounds bad. I'm trying to mess your stream up.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. There's
All right, bro.
not right. And like I said, your mic is usually like legit. It's crispy.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I
got
gotta
the
figure this out.
crispiest of the crisp. When it comes to microphones. Why don't we do this, bro? I'm going live again Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, he just X'd out on me. Damn, Ryan just left me. Talking. Ryan, if you're still there, bro, I'm going live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. I don't think we're gonna do anything tomorrow unless something major pops up. I did throw out a DM to Edgar Belanga and Coach Mark Ferre. If for some reason they got some time where they could jump on tomorrow, then I'll do a live. So make sure you guys are following me, and you following me on IG. That's why I update on my story. Subscribe to the channel, dude. We are less than. Are we almost at our goal? Our next goal of 2,200. We need about 18 more subscribers, man, to get to our next goal of 2,200. We've only done that in 15 months. This channel is growing fast, and it's only because I got the best boxing family out here in YouTube. Shout out to the community, to the Hangout Spot community and the Boxing Voice community. Y'all all family. We all family. So shout out to y'all. But yeah, man, we got less than 20. I need less than 20 subscribers to get to that next goal of 2,200. So make sure you tell a friend to subscribe to the channel. We got Coach Hector Bermudez again with the $2. Coach, I appreciate you. Oh, Coach, let me know if you want to jump on. Jump on Tuesday. I was gonna reach out to you, Coach. If you free, jump on Tuesday night. I'm gonna send you a DM. I'd love to get Coach Hector up in here. If not Wednesday night, I'm going live Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. That way we get an update on what you're working on with Rohan, and I want to get your take on a couple of fights, including one in the welterweight division. Obviously, the big one between Byron Norman Jr. and Devin Haney. I want to get your take on that, and also what we're going to see this weekend, man. It's a big fight weekend. Shout out to New York City for hosting, and yeah, we're gonna be all over it this week, man. We will be all over. This has been one hell of a show. Again, if you tuned in late, you didn't see my interview with Brooklyn Barwick, the real deal. I'm sorry, not the real deal, the big deal. Brooklyn Barwick. Make sure you check it out on the channel. It will be up right after this. And she's good. It was a good interview. And if you didn't check out any of the other interviews that I've done, we did Tony Weeks. Let's not forget we did a championship referee Tony Weeks. We did that interview on Thursday. Rachel Donaire actually jumped on that show as well for about an hour to talk about her the work that she's done, obviously with her husband Nonito Donaire, managing his career. We spoke a little bit about that whole dynamic. I thought that was an excellent interview. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut that interview out from the 4-hour show, because that was a 4-hour show. This is how we do it up here at the Hangout Spot, bro. Nothing less than 3.5 hours now. We cooking. We freaking cooking here. And I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to put that as a separate interview so that, we can, I can post that out to my viewers on the Rachel Donaire interview. But we've been cooking with the interviews the last couple of weeks. So this week, yeah, I want to get some people up in here, but I just want to talk some boxing too, because there's a lot of fights that I want to cover that are going on over the weekend. We got a last minute caller though. Fight Sport Talk. What's good, brother? I was just about to wrap it up, but I can't leave you hanging, bro.
Oh, what's up, Johnny? Thanks for having me on. Sorry, I didn't realize you were at the end because I've just time difference in New Zealand. It makes it hard to call into these things early.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. What's going on, man?
Well, I'm looking forward to the badass month of July, minus the Barrios Pacquiao fight. But I'm really happy Haney and Norman got made. I mean, I think I was on your show when it was almost made but not official, and now it's official. So looking forward to that. This Bivol Beterbiev thing has kind of caught me by surprise. I'm not really sure what to make of it, and I
Crazy.
heard. I tuned in just a little bit earlier, and I think some of your guests were talking about what is going on with that situation.
Briefly, I don't know. They were mostly talking about the Canelo and David Benavidez debate about, you know, if David
Oh, right.
Benavidez, if Canelo ducked David Benavidez, and then they kind of switched it to rap music and Kendrick Lamar and Drake. That went on for about 15 minutes. But yeah, no, they didn't. I think somebody touched on it quickly, but it wasn't anything that they really deep dove into.
Well, I'll just give my thoughts because I've been very high on Bivol for a long time. If he has prolonged this trilogy, I mean, it will definitely it'll be an unfortunate duck because I don't think Bivol's that kind of guy. But you know, a duck is a duck, and Beterbiev did give him the rematch pretty quickly. But I'm not prepared to jump in and say he's ducking yet because one, Beterbiev does talk a lot, and Bivol, I mean, you have to pull his teeth just to get a word out of him. So I don't think like Bivol did fight 3 times in 8 months. He had the Zanad fight in June, then he had the first Beterbiev fight in October, then he had the rematch in I think it was March. So that's 3 fights in a pretty short amount of time. So if he wants to take some time off before the trilogy, I don't think that's a bad thing. But we'll see. I mean, Beterbiev is definitely upset, and I'll say this: I hope we don't see the mandatory effort fight because Michael Effort is not very good. No offense to the guy, but got to be real.
Agreed.
Yeah. Benavidez as well. Actually, that's one thing I'll touch on before I go. I'm happy he's fighting Yard. Like, at first, I wanted Callum Smith to get the fight because Smith had earned it because he beat Joshua Boazzi and he showed tons of heart there. And so I just want title fights to go to the guy who deserves it because for those who don't know, Yard did duck Boazzi last year and he's also had 2 title fights that he didn't earn. So I just don't like seeing guys who duck fights get title shots. But if Smith did price himself out, then Yard is the next best guy in a sort of shallow division. And even though Yard doesn't deserve it, I think Benavidez may be challenged here because one thing Yard is he's very tough. And Yard actually pushed Beterbiev in their fight, whereas Smith just got beaten up in a one-sided fashion. So I think it's a good fight to keep Benavidez busy, but I just hope we see Benavidez fight for the Undisputed Championship next year.
I agree. I like that fight too. I really do. I mean, we had, I think me and you had spoke with it was a topic of conversation at one time, who we thought that he would fight now that it wasn't going to happen with Bivol. And we were talking about Callum Smith. We might have mentioned Yard as a possibility, but I do like the fight with Yard stylistically. Did you see the other fights that were announced that supposedly will go down on that same card in Riyadh in November?
Which ones exactly? Because I haven't caught the final listing. I've been busy the last few days. So which fights?
So on the same card, supposedly with Brian Norman Jr. and Haney, you got this one, the one that we just talked about, David Benavidez and Yard. Then they also added Abdullah Mason, who's going to be fighting Sam Noakes.
Yes.
For the interim title. For the vacant WBO. I'm sorry, vacant title. And what was the other one? Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Puma Martinez.
Yeah, I don't really know much about Martinez. We'll see if he can take advantage of. Oh, sorry about that. We'll see if he can take advantage of Bam Bam's offense, where he leaves plenty of openings. But yeah, I don't. Right now, I don't. Because there's been some talks from Robert Garcia about Bam Bam moving up. I'm not even sure to say who beats him yet because I want to see what division he stays in first. But yeah, Sam Noakes. I mean, Abdullah, because he has been caught before, I wouldn't put it past Noakes putting him down. But Abdullah Mason, he's just got so much heart for a young man, and right now he's probably going to be better. So I think this is going to be an interesting fight where he may again, because the kid does leave openings and he can be caught, he may get challenged in this fight. So it could be maybe a potential banana skin, but overall he should stop Sam Noakes pretty comfortably, I think.
Yeah, no, but you brought up an interesting dynamic, right? You know, he got chin checked a couple of times, you know, already. But the thing I like about Abdullah is I'm kind of glad that happened because we also saw that he had a lot of dog in him, right? It's easy to face adversity. I mean, it's hard to face adversity, but he passed that adversity with flying colors. And I always prefer that happens to a younger fighter rather than, you know, a guy that's never faced adversity and all of a sudden, you know, 20, 30, 25 fights in, you know, he faces it and he's not really used to how to overcome that, if that makes sense.
100%. I mean, as a kid, I used to think it was important for guys to go through their entire career and never get challenged once. But then I realized if a fighter is in an early stage and they get caught and they get stunned and they look vulnerable, actually that's better for them, because then you see early on if they have the metal, if they've got the dog in them. And
Right.
you know, guys like Teddy Atlas always say, well, look, you can have all the talent in the world and stuff, but if you can't get up if you can't get going when the going gets tough, then you're not really a fighter. Like, I love this quote from Paulie Malignaggi. He said, a fighter to me isn't a fighter just because you get in the ring, because in rounds 1, 2, 3, we're all tough, we're all strong. When you get tired, when you start getting hurt, most fighters will look for a way out. Special fighters look for a way in, and they keep going. So yeah, no, the fact that Abdullah got caught as a young kid, I think that does prove he's going to be around for a long time. He's got to work on that defense, no question. And you know, Noakes has got some decent talent to him. But yeah, I think Abdullah has all the makings of a guy who's going to be able to show heart when he needs to. So I don't know if Sam Noakes will be the guy to bring it out of him, but we'll see. But it's a good fight for him. And after what happened with Keyshawn Davis and all that nonsense, American boxing is in need of a young prospect who's going to keep his head screwed on straight.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I get it. That's why I like it. And again, it's for the vacant title, WBO title. So, you know, it's a title shot for both guys. I like it. I like the way they're shaping out that card in November, man. I really do. But yeah, that what you led the call with that whole better be even be voting. That shit is crazy to me, man. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, I guess just before I go, I'll say this, Johnny. I think Bivens got the opportunity to be mentioned with the likes of Bob Foster and Izzard Charles, etc., Michael Spinks. If he's able to beat Beterbiev in the trilogy, especially if he beats Benavidez, then that's a top 5 all-time light heavyweight we're looking at. I'm just a big fan of the guy. So I hope this is all just, you know, typical boxing talk. And again, he did fight 3 times in 8 months, so I think people might be jumping the gun a little bit, but we'll see. And I just hope that. I mean, I know I said last thing. I'll just add one thing in there. I hope we see Benavidez fight the winner because of the trilogy. Because him moving up to cruiserweight, I'm definitely not against it, but he's not beating Opetaia at this stage. And I love Benavidez. I'm a big fan, but size matters. Opetaia punches like a freaking heavyweight. You got to build into that division. And Opetaia is also fast. And he's big. So all of these advantages Benavidez has enjoyed, you got to build into that fight. So I'm all for the cruiserweight move, but just not yet.
I get it. No, I totally get it, man. I think Opetaia is legit too. Like the Gilberto Ramirez's last performance, I remember saying after that, I'm like, yo, man, my man got to stay away from Opetaia, man. Yeah, I didn't, and that was a fight that I was thinking before the Gilberto fight that I'm like, yo, if he looks good and he cooks, man, I like that fight, I really do. And but yeah, not after that performance. Jai is the real deal. And you're right about Bivol, bro. If he was able to pull that off, dude, you got to talk to him about it. It'll be debatable if he's not the best, if not top 2 or 3. you know, and
Yeah,
you know,
well,
as far as,
that's
175.
yeah. Well, to the thing is because you got Bob Foster and Ezra Charles in there, it's just kind of
It's
it
tough.
kind
I
of
know
gets
what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, it kind of gets into that blasphemy talk, you know.
But listen, what I'm saying is he can enter a debate. You know what I mean? Like there's some
I
people
agree.
that, like for example, I remember when and this was years ago when people were saying Canelo was the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, and meanwhile you had diehard real Mexican fans saying no, that'll always be Julio Cesar Chavez. I remember me saying it a long time ago, nah, he still got to accomplish more. Now it becomes it's gotten to the point based on Canelo's accomplishments that it's an arguable debate. He belongs in the conversation now. So he worked himself into that conversation. So I think at the very least he'll work himself into that conversation. But I get what you're saying with the top two. It's tough.
Yeah, well, it's just what makes boxing so tough when it comes to judging who out of you pick out your top five of an era or a division. You say, okay, who's the best of the top five? It's difficult when they come from different eras. That's all it is. But yeah, I definitely can see Bivol jumping in that conversation. And I mean, I don't know if anyone's gonna pass Ezra Charles because Charles is just in the conversation of all-time greatest fighter ever. I'm not saying he's number one, by the way, but he's in that conversation. So yeah,
That's fair. No, that's absolutely fair, man. Yeah, man. But no, man, you always welcome to call and jump on here and talk that boxing shit, bro. You family, bro.
yeah, I love it, man. Thanks for having me on as always. And
Always.
next time I'll look to call in sooner. And yeah, peace out to everyone. And I'll just plug my channel, Fight Sport Talk. So yeah, thanks for having me on,
Let
Johnny.
everybody
And
know where they can find you, bro. Where can they find you?
well, I've actually had some problems with my Twitter account the last month, so that's not really working at the moment. But I'll be using Instagram more often. I'll be uploading there. Also, having to start a Facebook page again, and yeah, so those will be the best places. I'll be putting my channel's email out there. And yeah, Johnny, always appreciate you having me on, and much love.
Always, brother. You already know.
Thanks, man.
Fight Sport Talk in the building. Our brother, and we all family. I know the deal, Ryan. That's a great point. But I mean, there's just something about Jai, man. It's like there's just something about him. I know the deal. I mean, obviously the resume isn't there yet. Bivol, yeah, hands down. I mean, Bivol is next level, bro. Bivol is elite. Remember we had this whole debate, or it wasn't really a debate. It was more of what do we consider or what do we classify as an elite fighter? Bivol's an elite fighter, bro. Straight up. Accomplishments, skill level. Remember we landed on, well, I mean, you have to have won multiple titles or multiple weight classes. I forget what was the exact classification. I got to look that up. I did write it down. You have to have an elite skill set. You have to have that opponent resume. So again, Bivol just checks off all the boxes of being an elite fighter. I love Bivol. But I got to be honest, I really, really wasn't interested in seeing a third fight between him and Arthur Beterbiev. I would have preferred to see him and David Benavidez. But since that was the proposed fight that was going to happen, the trilogy, I had put my mindset, okay, we're going to see this trilogy, and now I don't know what the hell happens or what is going to happen. Who knows? I don't know. So, but that's, again, we can't rush the panic. I mean, things can change very, very quickly in the world of boxing, right? Things fall apart. Things get back into, the talks are back, then talks fall apart, then talks resume. And remember that whole thing with Brian Norman and Devin Haney, that 72 hours where the fight was basically agreed upon, and all of a sudden rumors were that it fell apart and we're all ready to jump off a bridge. Now, all of a sudden, a day or two later, it's back on, and it's still back on. It's going down in November. We talked about some of the other fights, obviously, that were announced this week that are going down in that November card. So I think it's going to shape up to be an epic card, in Saudi Arabia in November. The only bad part about it, like I said, is we got to wait 4 months for it. That's the only bad part. But we are here. We ain't going anywhere. That Hangout Spot is not going anywhere. We're only getting bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button if you haven't done so. Everybody watching live on Facebook and my millions family, Make sure you guys throw me a like. More importantly, come on over, subscribe. We are less than 20, guys. 20, man. Pick up the phone and let some people know this is how it's going down at the Hangout Spot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is what we're doing. Today we had an interview with Brooklyn Barwick, the big deal. 2-0, 2 knockouts. Great interview. A lot of energy. I loved it. And then we opened up the lines. We put some panel members up. We had a nice debate between CJ and H-Town. And then we got Two-Tone and everybody else up in the panel. Going back and forth about this David Benavidez and Canelo duck. We even talked a little bit of hip hop with Kendrick and Drake. This is the true definition of the Hangout Spot Late Night Live. So hopefully you guys continue to rock out here. We are growing, getting bigger and better by the day. But I tell this to everybody, I'm not growing. We are growing because we family. The biggest and best interviews here as well. Like I said, we are working on some guests this week. Hopefully we'll get Coach Hector on at some point. We'll get him on and we'll talk that boxing shit. And then obviously we got all the fights that we need to break down this week. So we are back at it Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You already know the deal, how we do it up. Shout out to all of you on the chat that came and showed me love. All of y'all were rocking out. Shout out to everybody on the panel today. Y'all know who y'all are. Much love. And I can't wait till we do it again on Tuesday night. All right. So that being said, salute to all of y'all. Nothing but love. This is your boy Johnny signing out from the Hangout Spot Live. And I'll talk to everybody Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Peace.